Good evening. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this first live stream of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, a D&D 5e live play stream, and the second campaign under the banner of Some Other Heroes that we are undertaking. My name is Wayne Fick, and I will be your dungeon master for this adventure. Before I do a few housekeeping bits, I would like to start by asking my players to introduce themselves and tell us where we can find them on the interweb or the socials, beginning with the charming Charlie.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I use she, her pronouns. I am an illustrator and a lecturer, and you can find all my stuff at charlievince.com. My Charlie is spelt without an E. I do always have to say that. And yeah, I'm so friggin' excited to be doing this campaign. So yeah, hurry up, everyone. I want to get started.
Thank you. And on that hurried note, we shall move to the thoroughly delightful Theo.
Hello, I am Theo. I am also an illustrator. I use they, them pronouns. And if you'd like to, you can find me on the internet at theoblueillustration.com, and all my links should be on there. And I am also very excited.
Thank you. I am utterly terrified. And moving on to the last, but not least, the always charismatic Chris.
Hello, lovely people. My name is Chris Mepham. I use he, him pronouns. And normally I'm in that seat where Wayne is right now. But right today I am handing over him, and I'm really proud of all the work he has done. So I'm very excited as well. When I'm not doing that, I'm an illustrator. I talk D&D and other nerd stuff on the internet, and you can find me at Chris Mepham RBG or at Chris Mepham Art for the Instagram.
Awesome, thank you very much. So before we get into a little bit of scene setting and lore for the game, just a couple of housekeeping games. The first is a caveat for my own sanity. This is my first time DMing for a live stream, so A, please be kind. B, if I stagger and stutter, forgive me. But also, we will be playing very much the kind of rule of cool. We enjoy a lot of role play, and so if we tend to fudge the rules a little here and there, it is because it adds to better storytelling, and quite possibly because I don't know how the rules work. So just a caveat up front. This is based on The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, the new setting from Wizards of the Coast, but we've put a bit of our own spin onto a few things. There is a content warning of some sort of fantasy threat and peril, but nothing that my players or anybody that I know would be uncomfortable with. But just putting that out there. And the last thing that I wanted to say on a very personal note is, while it's very easy to be inspired and sometimes overwhelmed by some of the big name dungeon masters in the world, I've been very much inspired to try my hand at dungeon mastering by some of the amazing people in my own little world. And I wanted to give a shout out to the incredible gang at Wicked Game, Lydia and all of her cast, to Josh and Alicia and their cast from Dice and a Slice, to Alex Dennis, who we play with regularly, and of course to my partner Chris Mepham, who DMs our other game and has taught me a lot of what I know about trying to bring a story to life as a DM. So with that being said, I think we will begin. So let us prepare. If I can find my windows. So, the Feywild, also called the Plain of Fairy, is a land of soft lights and strange sounds. It's a place of music and joy and laughter, and a place of strangeness and death. It's a realm of everlasting twilight, with glittering fairy lights bobbing in the gentle breeze, fat fireflies buzzing through groves and fields, and warped creatures hiding in the shadows. The sky smoulders with faded colors of an ever-setting sun, which never truly sets or rises, but remains stationary, dusky and low in the sky. It's a liminal space, between night and day, between order and chaos. Existing in a twisted parallel to the material plane, the Feywild is a much more primal land, more vibrant, more alive, more fantastical, and often more dangerous. The magic of the Feywild lives in the place and within its creatures, but it's wild magic that will not be bound or restrained. And so where the veil between Feywild and material plane is torn, and one of the fabled Fey crossings exist, the magic often seeps through, like a distant song, and it brings with it wonder and often a lot of weirdness. In an apparent and sometimes appropriate contradiction, the Feywild and its inhabitants revel in the unpredictable, while at the same time conduct themselves by a few key agreed rules of conduct and behavior that have been in place for ages. And in a land where emotion can move mountains or make madness, it's never a good thing when those rules start to fray at the edges. So, let us meet our first adventurer. Mona. A half-orc lies asleep in her bunk, surrounded by softly glowing lights, multicolored cushions and blankets enveloping her. The room is small, with wood-paneled walls and windows on 3 sides, all tightly closed with brightly painted wooden shutters, and curtains edged with gold fringe and tassels hanging beside them. Colourful triangles hang from the wall at the far end of the room, and there is a large sword that leans next to a brightly red-painted wooden door, with a small star-shaped window of stained glass in the middle. As we watch, the wood creaks, and the room seems to be moving and rocking slightly. But all we can hear is the whistling of wind whipping around the outside, and the soft mumbles of some disturbed sleep. Mona, you find yourself abruptly aware of being shaken roughly by your arm. You look down and you're wearing a huge knitted jumper which hangs to your knees, oversized sleeves rolled up around your arms, and there's a necklace of entwined willow reeds with flowers and a small bone, leaves and some berries draped around your neck, and dark black hair that's kind of hanging, sticking to your face. It all feels familiar. It's a memory or a dream. Before you have a chance to really decide, you glance up and you are faced with 2 tall men looming over you. As a stocky, impeccably dressed elf with a top hat and a cane grumbles, "Silly little screeching cricket. You forgot to buy a ticket." The other, a theatrical elf with a painted smile, wearing a harlequin outfit, cheerfully continues, "The carnival goes round and round. The multiverse is our playground. Nothing's free, and nothing's lost. But every visit has its cost." You see his eyes dart to the shadows for a second, and in the dim light, you see a small, grey-skinned girl in discolored, tattered clothes staring at you from the shadows, an oversized lollipop in her hand, and uneven teeth showing from beneath a pig mask. Her head lilts to the side. Wide-eyed, you clench your jaw and you pull free. You throw yourself towards the light coming from outside and you take off running as fast as you can. You sprint, bright colors and lights blurring past you, and a cacophony of noises and laughter ringing in your ears as you run and turn and run and fall and run and turn again and again. And just as your breath starts to burn in your chest, you throw yourself behind a crate to cover your ears and hide. And you feel a gentle hand on your shoulder. Calm sweeps over you. Your breath seems to come back. The noises seem to fade. And even your heart that was beating in your chest so powerfully starts to slow. You look up and you see a gentle woman smiling, looking at you kindly. Your eyes snap open, wide awake, staring at the familiar wooden ceiling of your cabin. Despite the strange dream, you wake up with a feeling of calm, but something else as well. Something you can't quite put your finger on. It's longing, regret. It's unsettling, but it's also a little familiar. You sit up on the edge of your bed and listen to the noises of wind rushing outside. Why this? Why this feeling again? It's been a long time. You're a grown half-orc now. And truth be told, you seem to have completely forgotten about those childhood events. Something tugs at the back of your mind. Why did you stop looking? And why now, for no discernible reason, has this longing returned to retrieve that which is lost? Like an old spell has faded away, making you feel that loss as sharply as you did years ago. You shake your head and stand. The slight stiffness in your back as you straighten up, a gentle reminder of your years. You draw back the shutter nearest you and throw open the window, gazing into an indigo blue twilight sky, very soft golden light glowing on the horizon. Just then, the cheerful orange and white face of a fox barks joyfully and flies past you, blue butterfly wings on their back, pulling behind them a tiny, brightly colored wagon. You inhale the crisp dawn air, stretch, and deeply exhale. It's nearly time to start setting up again. Over to our other two adventurers.
God, well, I'm glad Mona woke up feeling calm, because Charlie didn't.
Nerigwin and Esther. On the floating island of Pedimere in the Scattered Lands, two figures stand outside a wooden farmhouse door. One of them is tall and broad, the other almost diminutive beside the strapping companion. Esther and Nerigwin, you have recently been summoned, with some urgency, to the abode of Madrik Roslov, a human warlock whose reputation and power is fairly well known across the Scattered Lands. Now an old man, you have heard that he's put his adventuring days behind him, and he now lives on a giant pumpkin farm, obviously, sharing his rustic farmhouse with the curious companions of friendly rodents and pixies. You currently find yourself standing side by side on his porch, a sturdy wooden door closed before you, and you notice sigils carved into the surrounding frame. You knock at the door, and the door very promptly opens. The smell of a burning fire in the hearth mingles with the smell of fresh herbs, and also a sweet cooking broth, which you are pretty sure is made from pumpkin, steaming on a nearby counter. Madrik smiles warmly from his chair in front of a crackling fireplace. He looks a lot older than you thought he would, although stories of him do seem to have been told for ages. Nevertheless, his eyes have a twinkle to them, and he seems genuinely delighted to make your acquaintance. Do come in. Please, take a seat. Forgive me if I don't get up. He gestures to two sturdy, empty chairs nearby, covered in well-worn and well-loved leather, also facing the fire. Do you go in?
Yeah.
I think Nerigwin does go in. We'll wait until it looks like Asta has selected a chair and then jump into it before they get a chance to sit down.
Fair enough.
I think this is
Asta almost sits down and then catches himself and sits on the other chair. You know, one of these days I'm going to sit right on you.
I very much doubt it. I mean, how could you miss this magnificence?
Madrik giggles a little bit and then says, "My friends, I am Madrik Roslov. Thank you for accepting my invitation. I will come straight to the point. I find myself in need of your help. I would like you to undertake a journey to Prismere, a domain in the Feywild, to find out what has befallen my Archfey who rules it. This Archfey, Zybilna, is my patron, my inspiration, and the very source of my power. I have now been unable to contact Zybilna for the better part of a year, and I fear something terrible has happened. My adventuring days are over, but Zybilna has been extremely good to me and to many others, and I would like to know she is well before I take my leave of this mortal plane. I have done all I can to gather information, but now I need help.
Well, I'm certainly willing. I believe you have some possible information for me. That was the inclination that you gave us. But I would certainly like to help, if I may.
I can tell you what I know. Every 8 years, our world is visited by a traveling extravaganza known as the Witchlight Carnival. Now, time is of the essence because the carnival only remains here for 8 days. And somewhere, hidden within the carnival, I believe your route to Prismere lies. The carnival hides a Fey crossing, if you will. The carnival has returned and is currently camped just under 3 days' travel from here, and that is why I have called for you now and asked for your help.
Well, we'll do our best, won't we, Nerwin?
I always do my best. And I'll make sure Asta does as well.
Well, that's very comforting. What could I tell you that may help to make this an easier task?
You say we have 8 days whilst the carnival is here, yes?
That is correct. The carnival stays in one place only 8 days.
But it's going to take us 3 days to get there.
That is correct. The carnival is only returning at the moment. So within 3 days, it should be set up and ready for you to attend. The carnival opens from dusk to dawn and runs only 8 hours each day. I have not visited the carnival in some 64 years, and I know a lot can change in that time, but some things are constant. I have asked one of the Witchlight hands to meet you, but nonetheless I advise you to explore the carnival thoroughly on your own. Ask around, investigate, participate as much as you can, and most importantly, win favor.
Within the carnival?
Within the carnival. When I last visited the carnival, it was run by a pair of Shadowkai, which are elves from the Shadowfell, named Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. I assume they are still in charge, and I know that they place great stock in the favor given and gathered while within the carnival. I don't presume to know exactly where the Fey Crossing is, and it will be a secret that is guarded. I don't know how well it is hidden or protected. It could be in the most obvious or the most obscure of places. I must offer you this. I have acquired many treasures and made important contacts during my lengthy adventuring career. I have no children, and my friends and companions here are quite adept at caring for their own needs without me. Seek out Zybilna of Prismere help her if you can, and provide proof that she is alive and well. And upon your return, the hard-won earnings and treasures I have gathered, and the favors I am owed from my adventuring career, will be yours.
I mean, trinkets and treasures are so good, but the information that you might be able to provide, that would be perfect for me. How about you, Asta?
Oh, I'm just happy to help. You know me.
Very well, we shall accept your grand quest. Which way are we going?
Yeah, that would be a good start, wouldn't it? And who's this person that we've got to meet?
Zybilna. Zybilna, you're referring to, or the person at the
person
carnival?
at the carnival. Their name was...
They will find you when you reach the carnival.
But how do they know who we are?
They will know.
Right, got you.
I mean, we do kind of stand out, even in a carnival.
Right,
you clearly have not visited the Witchlight Carnival. You will by no means be the strangest couple or people there. Zybilna, I must tell you, is an important archfey. She has for centuries been a fairy godmother to mortals. She in fact created the carnival as a means by which mortals could enter her realm and beseech her aid. But I have not heard from her for nearly a year. Zybilna can assume many forms, and she is brilliant and secretive and wise, but usually when presenting herself to mortals, she assumes the form of a statuesque woman with long black hair and a distinctive birthmark. Asta, as soon as he says this, you feel like you are pulled out of your body into a memory.
Whoa.
And you have a sudden recollection of being a child, and through a fever dream of illness, there's a hazy vision of a woman with long dark hair visiting you and placing her hand on your burning head and instantly feeling cool and better. Neragwin, at exactly the same time, you are suddenly thrown back to a time where you remember being fed and warmed in front of a fire by a kind woman very much matching the same description after falling into icy water when you were very, very young. And before you even have time to think about either of those, you're both back in the room instantly. Magic simply nods and says, "There is a reason why I have asked you to help, because I know you have been touched by Zybilna, though you may not remember it. Is there anything else that you wish to ask before I ask you to set off on this journey?"
Not that I can think of, but you're the brains, Neragwin. Anything else we should ask?
I'm not the brains, I'm clearly the beauty. I don't think of anything that we particularly want to ask. Are there any rules or engagements that we should be aware of when talking to people in the Witchlight? You say you've been there before. I would hate to upset people just by arriving, or eating the wrong foods, or talking to the wrong people.
The carnival is a place where humans and all other creatures may visit, but it is first and foremost a place, ostensibly, of joy. The currency that garners the most favor and attention is bringing of joy and making it a happy place. The Shadakai who run it are unusual, and they are not the first to run the carnival. But I do know that they live for the joy the carnival brings in their own unusual way.
They sound like curious and interesting people.
From what I remember, they are indeed both those things, and perhaps more, considering that the Fey Crossing is part of the carnival.
Well, if you can point us in the right direction, I think perhaps we should get on and see what we can do to help you put yourself in contact with your patron again.
I cannot thank you enough, but I hope that my offer of reward will go some way towards showing that I appreciate your help. And he takes out a map and marks for you where he believes the Witchlight Carnival will be setting up.
And we don't. How do we get in? We don't need a ticket or anything, do we?
You will need a ticket when you reach the carnival, but
Right.
I'm afraid I have no idea what they charge or anything else after this long. But it welcomes people from the material realm to come and take part all the time, so there is no trick to getting into the carnival.
There's no guest list or VIP entry or something.
I am afraid a man of my age has no need or knowledge of guest lists and VIPs.
Okay.
I mean, after we've been once, they'll clearly put us both on the VIP list, Asta.
I am certain of it. I thank you again, and good luck, and please send word as soon as you have any information about Sibylna's well-being.
And how do we send word to you?
You can send word or return. I will be here.
Right.
And with that, he helps you get your map and your markings of where to go, and stands with his cane and helps you towards the door, ushering you out.
Oh no, don't get up. It's fine. We're okay, aren't we?
I am more than capable of seeing you out. Thank you, though, young man. Mona, we shall return to you. 3 days ago, you were approached by a very charming fairy dragon in the service of a human warlock. The fairy dragon had been sent to find you. They foretold the arrival of 2 adventurers seeking a path to the Feywild through the carnival. Even more interesting, they also knew of your original reason for joining the carnival. Something you had even forgotten about until recently. The fairy dragon thought you might want to help these adventurers. They also suggested that these adventurers may be able to help you find what was lost all those years ago. But most concerningly, the fairy dragon even went so far as to imply that there are secrets hidden in the Witchlight Carnival that could very well lead to its downfall, and that its future and the future of those people that you have grown to love and as family in the Witchlight Carnival could hinge on the success of the endeavors with you and these adventurers. Now, although you've heard rumors that the carnival contains a secret Fey crossing, it's not even something you thought to investigate. For some reason, it never really seemed important. You are good at your job, and because of what you do for the carnival, it requires your attention in the present moment. So as far as you know, it must be a closely guarded secret for a reason, right? Well, that's what you thought until now. But those dreams seem to have brought those yearnings and curiosity to the surface again, and something has changed, and you find yourself starting to question it. Twilight draws near, and a crowd begins to gather outside the entrance to the Witchlight Carnival, eager to buy tickets and excited to enjoy the many attractions. You gather your things and you head to the entrance of the carnival. You nod and smile as you pass the staff that you've become familiar with and think of as family over the years. Finally reaching the front of the carnival, you lean on your broadsword beside the river that winds its way around the carnival, and you scan the crowd as they approach, same as you always do, keeping a discerning eye out for any trouble, keeping everyone safe as always. Modo, would you please describe yourself and what you look like?
So Mona is about 6'5". She's a tall woman. She's very broad. She's an older woman, but she's fit as hell. So she's got greying dreadlocks and a huge, great big bun on top of her head. She always wears knitwear, just knitwear for days, with some mail underneath, but you can't see it. Knitwear for days. She kind of dresses like a grandma, but a grandma with a gigantic, ridiculous-looking sword that balances out how tall she is. So it almost looks like a normal-sized sword. Oh, and she's a half-orc. Just real quick, she's a half-orc.
And she's a half-orc.
Just chucking in that old one.
Nice. Right. Aster and Erebin. Almost 3 days have passed since your meeting with Madrick. You made your preparations and you've journeyed to the location he marked, and your journey's been largely without incident. The first stars of night are starting to twinkle above a spectacular sunset, apricots and pinks, and the unmistakable shape of circus tents are coming into view. As you get closer, more and more people are entering the field, all heading in the same direction. And just as the sound of music starts to reach you, these giant dragonflies whir overhead, trailing streamers, and a low mist curls over the ground. You almost feel like the mist is kind of ushering you forward towards the entrance. You walk up a grassy path, and on either side are huge standing stones showing you the way, with fireflies twinkling around them. As you make your way up ahead, you can see glimpses of movement and things just beyond where the carnival starts. And you think you see stilt walkers, and there's some flashes of flame. There's definitely bubbles floating up and past into the air. And you actually start to feel a little excited about the atmosphere that's building, the laughter and the color and the cheerful tune of whistling calliopes. Aster, would you please describe yourself and tell us who you are?
So Aster is also pretty tall, almost 7 foot tall. He is a furbolg, very broad, very big and strong looking. I mean, he's strong, but he's not the kind of guy who works out, but he's just kind of naturally strong and broad. He has a sort of grayish blue skin and tufts of fur, and he has long, unkept kind of curly hair, which is like a dark midnight blue. He wears kind of pretty basic clothes, some basic leather armor, just to get the job done. Mostly like earthy tones. Yeah.
Neragrin, would you like to describe yourself?
Padding beside Aster is a much, much smaller figure. Walking along on all fours is a big, fluffy cat with huge, tufted ears, big blue eyes, wearing what looks like a loose harness that someone has put together for them, and a buckler of blue and steel tied to their back. Not a tabaxi, an actual cat that seems to be chatting quite happily to the furbolg beside it.
Mona, your eyes are suddenly drawn to the silhouette of a large person approaching the carnival, outlined against the dusk sky, and accompanying them a small silhouette of a cat walking beside them. And for an instant, you can almost swear you see a small flash of light above them, like the tiniest of shooting stars. And you instantly know that this is who you have been waiting for. As they approach the carnival, Mona, you stand watching them. What would you like to do?
I think she probably watches them just a little bit longer until they get to her. She's probably not going to approach them. She's going to wait for them to get to the edge of the carnival.
Aster and Nergwin, as you get closer, you notice this half-orc standing. The first thing you notice is the enormous sword, but also the very casual way with which she leans on the sword, watching everyone. She looks like she belongs. And almost without realizing it, you both start heading towards Mona. And you just instinctively know that this is who you are supposed to be meeting. It's almost as if someone has physically given you a nudge in her direction.
Oh, I think at that, Nerigwin will take 2 steps forwards and then sit down.
Nerigwin, now, what are you doing?
I am not being directed where I don't want to go. Right, well now I want to go that way, so we're fine.
Such a cat!
So you approach Mona?
Yes.
Cool. And what do you say?
Who speaks first?
Are you the person we're here to meet?
I would say so. Yes. Was not expecting very big and very fluffy, but this will be fine. Hello, my name is Desdemona. You can call me Mona.
Hello, I'm Aster, and this here's Nerigwin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It is...
I'm not used to looking up. This is strange, but quite nice.
I can stoop down if you like.
Oh, don't do that.
No,
actually,
it's
do
fine.
that. And then Nerigwin will just jump onto your shoulder and just sort of curl across the back of your neck. This is much better than walking.
You're lucky that you're light.
Real quick, how big actually is Nerigwin?
He's probably about the same size of an average mancoon. So he's about 2 foot.
I got big shoulders.
Okay, so still like a normal sized cat, not like a
big
He-Man
normal-
style
no.
green cat. Okay.
Sadly, this is
Damn, Aston built.
sadly this is no battle cat. This is an Irrigood cat.
Okay.
Actually, Wayne, if you have that picture of all 3 of them, we can throw them up for a general size comparison.
Indeed.
Yeah, Chris has done some freaking amazing drawings
Yeah, thank you to
of our
Chris for doing
characters.
the
See
artwork.
if I can, and thank you to Bob-a-da-ba.
Wait.
Big, make it big. There we go. That's for everybody at home. And thank you for Wayne for doing the wonderful layouts for this. It's been absolutely beautiful.
So that is our unusual party as they are.
Yeah,
Cool.
eclectic.
Mona, you obviously, having worked for Carnival this long, you know what the kind of procedure is, and you know that they will need to get tickets. So I would imagine you would escort them to where the ticket booth is.
Yeah. Yes, follow you need to have a ticket to get in. So follow me. I will jump you to front of the queue because you are VIPs. So come with me. I will take
Hey,
you
you
to
hear
the
that? We're VIP.
See, I told you. They just need to meet us once, and then they'd know.
You're already VIP. As you head up towards the carnival and where it starts to get busy, there is a silver statue of a dancing fairy mounted on the roof of the ticket booth. And the statue is surrounded by what seems to be a swarm, or whatever the term is, of butterflies. The sides of the booth are decorated with depictions of the night sky with shooting stars and planets, and it takes you a few seconds before you realize that, in fact, all of the paintings on the side are animated, and you can actually see the sky moving and the shooting stars. As you get closer, you first think there is no one in the booth, and then you see a little head poking up, and as you get closer, you can see that there is an elderly goblin perched behind the ticket counter, peering at you kind of quizzically. As you get to the front, and Mona helps you queue jump, you notice a giant eye. And at first you're a little concerned about it, and then you realize it is basically just a spyglass. And the goblin peers over the edge and says, "Oh, greetings, fair fairgoers. How can I help you?"
Oh, we need tickets, please, for the two of us.
"Well, of course you do. This is the ticket booth." And he holds the spyglass up and looks at you, adjusts it, moves it over, looks at Neragwin, leans forward, and goes, "Huh." Sits back, looks up.
One furbolg, please.
"Yes, I'll get to you." And he spins around, looks at Mona, and instantly goes, "Wait, I know you." "Oh, Mona, dear. Oh, are these friends of yours?"
What's his name?
His name is
Mona would know.
Nicholas Midnight.
Okay. Nicholas, darling, hello. How are you doing tonight? You okay?
Very...
Do you need hot drink?
"Oh, no, I'm very good, thank you, dear. You don't often have friends coming by."
No, this is a special occasion. I have to help these two with something quite exciting. But if you could get them ticket, I'm sure they're fine. I gave them pat down. They're fine.
"Oh, dear. You know that's not how it works. They must have tickets. The tickets are very simple. The system works very, very well. It will be, let me check, it'll be 8 silver pieces per adult. And for that, you get 8 stamps on the ticket for which you can exchange for rides and events inside the carnival. Of course, you can always come back and buy another ticket should you use up your 8. And of course, if you don't have any money or you don't wish to spend, you can take a chance with the Wheel of Fey Fortune and barter for your ticket in exchange for a Fey Pact, which should bring delight and joy to you during the carnival. Don't give me that look, my feline friend."
It's the only look I've got. I'm a cat.
"Oh, I saw you rise that fluffy eyebrow. It's nothing dubious or tricky. It is merely for the enjoyment and fun. Let me show you. I'll give you an example." And he turns around and spins a proper sort of wheel of fortune that is behind him. As he spins it, sparks fly all around it like it's designed to be a firework, and then it eventually slowly stops, and pointing at the top, a gold pointer points to a section that says, "You must greet all trees with reverence."
Oh, but don't we do that anyway? Doesn't.
Well,
Fibble.
that's a little odd, but fair enough. But you see, if you don't carry this through for your time at the carnival, then bad things may happen, but only within the carnival.
And there it is.
Oh, no. No. I just mean you could be, taken out or denied a ride or maybe thrown out by one of Mona's friends.
Or Mona, depending on how bad you are.
Well, this is true. Mona has done that a number of times. But yes, you can try your luck and have one of these amusing pacts for your time here, or you could just pay the 8 silver pieces per ticket.
I mean,
So how brave are we feeling, my friends?
I mean, you look to trees anyway, don't you, Asta?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty normal to me.
But that they're not all the same. That's kind of the point behind a Wheel of Fortune. Each one
right,
is...
I see.
Oh, good lord.
Yes, they are not all tree-based.
Right, okay. Well, it sounds like fun. What do you think, Neragwin?
I'm not going to have to fraternise with any seagulls, am I?
Why don't you like seagulls?
I don't see any seagulls, but nothing. I don't know. What's? He looks at Mona and goes, "What's his thing with seagulls?"
I do not. I check a list to see the people that I have checked in, and I'm looking for seagulls. I'm like, I have not brought in any seagulls.
Okay, so no seagull fraternizing required.
My thing with seagulls is that they're loud and they steal things before you get a chance to finish playing with them.
Are you not confusing seagulls with children?
No, children give you pets.
I'm not used to this. Okay.
Right. Moving along. You young Furbo, you're going to try your luck on the Fey fortune.
Yeah, let's do it. Go on. Spin the wheel. Spin the
Right. And he spins the wheel, and I shall roll to see what your Fey pact is.
Now it's D&D.
So, for the duration of your
No
time
whammies, no
at
whammies,
Carnival,
no whammies. Okay.
you must wear a crown of flowers and water it every hour without taking it off.
Oh, great. Where's my crown? When do I get my crown?
The crown magically appears upon your head.
Amazing.
And you, like I say, for the duration of your time here, must remember to water the crown of flowers every hour without taking it off.
Right,
That's so cute.
I may
And
not
in
ride on
exchange,
it.
he gives you a ticket. On the back are 8 places where the ticket can be marked so that you have 8 of those to use. In fact, you actually have a ticket with you.
Oh, yeah, I do.
And he gives you a map with the map of the carnival so that you can see where everything is. And lastly, he hands you a pair of butterfly wings on small straps, leather straps. Those must be worn. Everyone in the carnival must wear the butterfly wings to bring joy and whimsy. And also
Asta's already putting them on.
Yeah. And because that way Mona and her friends can tell who didn't pay or perhaps has got sneaky around here. Right, now, my feline friend, would you like to try the wheel?
Oh, go on then.
Go on.
Oh, I do like you. And he spins
You
the
might get a crown.
This is unusually perfectly suited. For the duration of your time at the carnival, you must only refer to yourself in the third person.
I mean, Neragwin finds this perfectly acceptable.
That's it. Getting in the spirit already. And he hands you your map and your ticket and a pair of butterfly wings.
Unusually,
Oh my god, a little cat with butterfly wings on.
you see Neragwin stand on his hind legs momentarily and actually manage to slip his paws through with some dexterity.
And as he does so,
This was impressive.
the butterfly wings and the harness automatically, magically adjust so that they fit you perfectly. Same goes for Asta. No problem with sizing, they fit perfectly.
Beautiful.
Mona, I take it if you're wandering around with them, you will be wearing yours. We must continue to bring the joy to the carnival.
Yes, I shall put
Wait,
them
does
on.
Mona get to spin the wheel too?
Oh, no. Mona has worked for us for many years. Mona does not pay to enter the carnival. But she does get to wear the butterfly wings.
Yes, I get to wear the butterfly wings. She puts
Indeed.
them on. And I feel like Mona's might be hilariously tiny compared to her huge body.
I'm sure Nicholas could arrange that.
Okay, good. And they're very old.
Indeed. So you receive your maps and your tickets to the carnival, and I am going to just switch us to the map of the Witchlight Carnival on roll 20, if you want
Can
to
we
have a look.
open our
show off?
actual ones
Yeah.
yet?
You can, of course, yes.
Real life
Wayne-
actual things.
Look, Wayne, yeah.
Look!
So,
Look! And it's got a little friggin' ticket and a little butterfly. How good is this?
Well, the map can be a little small on screen, so I thought it would help for you to actually have your ticket.
Already Asta's doing that thing from like Friends where they get in the map and he's trying to like
Oh, I do love that. So, Chris, on the map, if you zoom into where I'm pinging...
you have not put us on that map yet.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
No, it's fine.
I have to move the characters though.
You have to move the characters. Curse you,
There we
roll 20.
go. I know.
Wow, that is
So
huge.
yeah. So on the bottom right-hand side, you will see that I am pinging, and that is where the ticket booth is.
Yay.
Can everybody at home see that clearly?
We can.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think they can.
So, you are basically confronted with this enormous carnival for you to explore. The carnival is loosely structured in a figure of eight arrangement, and there are different rides, small stalls, different attractions, all the way along these. And as you come through past the ticket booth, directly ahead of you, there is sort of a plane where it looks like there are events that will take place, and you can see the large tents of the big top, which is an unmistakable part of every carnival and circus. And so you are free to explore the carnival as you wish.
I suppose we ought to have a moment, the three of us, to compare notes about what we understand we are doing here. I mean, apart from enjoying an obviously wonderful time.
May I suggest we do that with ice cream instead of without ice cream?
Excellent idea.
Like, Nerrigan's
Okay.
eyes just widen. Just
Yes, yes. I thought you would both appreciate this. I will take you to where we get the best ones.
So Mona would obviously know this, and she takes you virtually straight ahead just inside the entrance, knowing full well that obviously children will immediately want ice cream. They have placed one just inside the entrance. And the person selling them is a fairly standard-looking human, except with butterfly wings on his back and a cap which is facing backwards. And he says, "Right, ice creams, everyone?
Please.
Well, as your friends of Mona, I won't charge you for these. So, the flavours we have for you today is we've got these blue ones, which change flavour depending on what you like. We also have these cookies, which turn into ice cream as you lick them. We have this one, which is Fairy Bell Nectar, which is a bit like honey and kind of sweet. And we've got this one, which, although shaped like a button mushroom, actually tastes like licorice. So, who wants what?
I'll have one of each, please. Or that all sounds great.
I'll just put I'll put a bit of each one. Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll do that. Okay, and he puts these flavors
Just
together.
stack it right on top there. That's great.
Yeah, and shoves the one that looks like a cookie, and then sort of hands it to you, looking slightly perturbed, but shrugs, gives it to you. Mona, what would you like?
I will have just a cookie, please.
Cookie it is, and gives you a cookie in a little holder, and as soon as you start licking the cookie, it tastes like ice cream.
Oh, is good.
And and he suddenly realizes he's talking to a cat. He goes,
yes.
What would you like?
I think I'd quite like to try the blue one. You say it tastes of the favourite things that we like.
Yeah, it changes for everyone. It's always good things. Well, so far, I think. But it could be anything. And he scoops up and puts it into a little... Well, he's going to put it into a little cone and then realizes that he's not sure you can do a cone.
Maybe a bowl would be better if you've got one.
Cup, yes.
I've got wafer cups. I'll do that. And he puts it into a wafer cup and he gives it down to Nerrigan.
Thank you very much. That was very kind of you.
You're more than welcome. Mona, don't tell them I didn't charge you. But anyway, anyone else? And he...
You should get out of the way.
Yeah, he gestures to other people. So while you're standing there at the entrance, licking your ice cream and oddly licking a cookie, you see floating above where the kind of the open area is, a banner which is suspended magically in the air that reads, "You're invited." And underneath are 3 events that are listed. The one says, number 1, Welcome Procession. Number 2 is the Big Top Extravaganza. and number 3 is the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch. And next to each of those, there's a little countdown timer. And it works a bit like, those flip clocks work, except that as the minutes change, tiny flowers bloom and then retract to form the numbers. And you can see that the welcome procession is in just under 2 minutes. The extravaganza is in 4 hours. And the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch is in 8 hours, just before dawn. So as you stand there reading that, you start to hear in the distance music that seems to be coming from sort of down the road, so to speak. And you can hear a kind of lively song. You can hear some hubbub of people. Obviously something is about to happen, and you guess that this is the welcome parade. Are you going to stay and hang around for it?
Asta's already on his way.
Oh, well, you'll get used to this.
Oh, come on, what are you waiting for? We're going to miss it.
He's impetuous
we
as
going...
a young kitten. It really does get grating, but he's very
Well, I mean,
sweet.
it's very lucky he's very tall. Can still see him in the crowd.
It's
a good point.
difficult when everybody's just legs and feet.
That is true. But it's okay. And he has beautiful flower crown right now. So let's go see the welcome procession. Now we have sugar.
I love that Mona's a sugar fiend.
Oh, she's a fiend.
So people are gathering.
Sorry, could you just carry this for a moment? It's
Yes,
easier to
yes,
walk on
of course.
floors.
Yes. Did you want a lift?
I mean, then I can eat my ice cream and see everything. So yes, please.
Exactly.
Bounds
Okie
up.
dokie.
Curiously, very gentle as well. Not much claws. Like he's had practice not piercing people.
He's had practice not ripping
he
people
doesn't
to
get-
shreds as he climbs on them. Yeah.
Doesn't get stuck in the knitwear though, right?
A little bit, but doesn't. But
Oh,
it
okay.
seems to manage to.
No snags.
Yeah, it doesn't snag.
Yeah. I think Mona's a little bit like, do not pull this cardigan. It's my favorite
know
one.
what I'm doing. I'm a very capable cat.
Very well. Okay. Oh God, where is he gone? Oh, there. Right. This way.
So people are starting to line the thoroughfare, and the excitement is starting to build as the music kind of grows a little bit, and you see coming down this kind of processional pathway a 12-foot tall walking tree, garlanded in golden ribbons that are draped all along the branches in amongst its greenery, and pixies, birds and butterflies are swarming and dancing and playing in its branches, and the singing and the sounds seem to be coming from, well, pretty much everywhere. It's like the music is just there. There's pastel and pink, orange and purple clouds that swirl above the tree, and as they move past you, it rains down spinning golden sycamore seeds, the little helicopter seeds. And they seem to move and sway in a breeze that doesn't seem to be anywhere other than around the tree. And in fact, as the tree gets close to you, you notice that the breeze smells of jasmine. No, it smells of rosemary. No, now it smells like apple pie. No, and it changes every second into these.
Do they do that as
bizarre-
a Yankee flavor or?
Oh God! No, they're not trying to kill you. And you can hear people start to cheer and applaud, and you look, and basically the pixies are encouraging people to catch the gold sycamore seeds before they hit the ground. And you notice a couple that as they hit the ground, they just burst into a puff of golden light. And the
Real
people...
quick, Mona's used to this. She's covered her ice cream.
I think that you probably look at your shoulder and you notice there's 4 or 5 of them tucked in there where Neragwin is just snatching them out with his mouth and popping them like from instinct alone. It's like every once in a while just...
And there's like a little puff in my face all the time. Like, why you do this?
As those drop and Neragwin grabs them, you see one of the pixies just looks at Neragwin and just goes, Only one, and those that you have, only one of them stays unpopped.
Well, that's hardly sporting.
Is anyone else going to try and catch one?
Yeah, Asta's definitely going to try.
So, Asta, throw a dexterity roll for me. New character sheet, who dis?
Yeah, literally.
7.
Unfortunately, as you try and grab it, one of these little gusts of breeze just blows it and it twirls around next to you. You can have another go if you want.
Can I surreptitiously bat one in Asta's direction?
You most certainly can. Roll a dexterity roll for me as well.
Yep.
Shall I roll again if I'm trying again?
Yes.
It's a 15.
Got a natural 20. So 21.
Shit,
Amazing.
he touched the tree.
So Neragwin goes to bat one to try and help Asta, and before he even manages to swipe it with his paw, Asta literally just like, with incredible speed that you've very seldom seen from Asta, just kind of snatches it out of the air right in front of you, and then kind of looks at you a bit like, "Oh, sorry, was that yours?"
No, by all means. That's wonderful.
Fantastic. As you hold those, you also notice that there are pixies flying around and a squirrel that's running up and down the branches of the tree, blowing kisses at people and handing dandelions to select passers-by. And if you, each of you would roll a d20 for me, please, and tell me what you got.
I want to live here so bad.
You do live here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Just say
Mona
all
got an
these
11.
small running rodents, Wayne. You're not making this easy for Neragwin, are you?
I know, right?
or Lola, she's right here. Having to cover her ears occasionally. Squirrels? Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a good thing you got headphones on when I say squirrel.
They're in here somewhere.
Cool.
So, what did you get, Asta?
16.
Neragwin?
14.
And Mona?
11.
So, Asta, obviously very excited by all of this, and being somewhat taller than everyone else, you immediately stick your hand up past all the little children that are underneath, trying to get them, and you get handed one of the dandelions. So...
I thank the squirrel.
and the squirrel nods to you and runs to the other side to give some more things out. So, those of you that received, that got one of the golden sycamore seeds, I am going to roll to tell you what that grants you. So, Neragwin, you got one, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm afraid this is of very little use to you. The creature gains the following personality trait until dawn. I am easily amused. Any conflicting character trait is suppressed in the meantime until the following dawn.
Actually, it probably will help because it means that they're more amused by everything that's going on around them rather than wanting to catch it all.
Well, it's something for you to remember when making decisions. Asta, you gain a D4, which you can add to one ability check that you make before the next dawn.
Nice. Cool. Squirrel inspiration.
Squirrel! Also, Asta, for the dandelion, you are encouraged to make a wish as your character, Asta. You don't need to tell us what the wish is, but we would like you to write it down and keep it somewhere safe, because it may come into play later in the adventure.
If you want to pop it on your character sheet in D&D Beyond, there is actually a note section.
Okay.
Chris won't look, he promises.
It's no fun if I look.
Right, so as the parade passes by, the kind of the general buzz of the music and everything dies down a bit, and you are left again looking at your maps, and you have free reign of the carnival to explore and to decide where you go from here. So, to give you some ideas for those of you that haven't had a chance to look at the map, you have the big top, which you know there is an extravaganza there in 4 hours, but they do also have performances during the day, or during the evening rather. You have the Calliope playing nearby. You have Silver Song Lake, which is up at the top of the map. You have the Gondola Swans. You have the Feasting Orchard. You have the Carousel, the Dragonfly Rides. You have the Bubble Pop Teapot, the Mystery Mine. You have Snail Racing, the Hall of Illusions, and then there are all number of smaller little sort of carnival and fairground attractions for you to try out. So, the place is yours. Where would you like to investigate?
I think Mona will let these two choose because, she's already done it all.
Yeah, and Mona can help. Mona can help direct people to where they wish to go because she knows the layout very, very well.
I'm so excited. I want to do snail racing or Pixie Kingdom. That sounds cool. Mystery Mine.
I mean, it all sounds fabulous. Mona, we're not stopping you from doing your job, are we?
I mean, no, I have staff that actually do most of the security stuff. I'm good at keeping my eyes peeled when we walk around. It will be fine.
But if we do spy anybody without wings, we're to point them out to you, yes?
Oh, then I immediately behead them, yes.
But what if there's...
Wait, what?
I'm just joking. I would not. No, do not worry. That hasn't happened for years.
You're joking again, aren't you?
Yeah, yes, I am.
I got you that time.
Where would the lovely VIP guests like to visit first?
Well, I think perhaps we do need to discuss what we're doing here. You were sent to meet us, and you're helping us, which is wonderful.
Oh, come on, Nergwin, we can talk about that later. We're here to have fun.
But we're also here to find something, so we can do both at the same time.
I mean,
I can sniff the air and flick my tail at the same time. I mean, admittedly, the tail does whatever it likes anyway, but I'm sure we can do fun rides and have amusement and look for this portal to another realm.
What?
Oh, we're going to the Feywild.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to come? It's going to be fun.
Not the word I would use, but Oh, okay. Why do you need to wait? Hold up.
See, I told
Dungeon
you there's a reason
Master.
we need to have a conversation.
If I may ask the omniscient being, how much does Mona know about their mission?
You know that they're coming to look for a Fey crossing.
Oh, okay. Do I know why?
You do know that. You don't know why, but it's not been kind of kept secret from you. It is just that they are looking for this Fey crossing.
Okay.
But also, as I mentioned, you have been told that they may be able to help you with finding what you lost, which is something that you had really forgotten about and has only recently started to come back as something you feel you need to do.
Okay, cool. So you want to get to the crossing, yes?
Yes, you don't happen to know where it is. Might save us some time if you do.
Does she?
No. She remembers hearing at some point that there was maybe a Fey crossing, but just assumed it was hidden for a reason, and in all honesty, she just didn't really think about it again.
I remember hearing about one ages ago, but I do not know where they are. Why do you need to use it?
Oh, we're on a mission.
Yes, very important mission from a very powerful adventurer.
Oh.
He has pumpkins.
I've been here a long time. Are pumpkins now a measure of power? Outside of the carnival?
Don't ask me, I'm a cat.
Okay.
He's retired, you see. He was an adventurer, but he's getting a bit old now, so
He's retired with pumpkins.
Yeah, he's a pumpkin farmer.
Adventurer and pumpkin farmer. I was impressed. I'm sure you are.
Deeply. What is he asking you to do across?
He wants us to find someone. So we got to go to the Feywild and see if they're all right, basically.
Ah, okay. Who is the person?
Zybilna? Do you know him?
Do I know that name?
Nope.
Okay. I check my guest list again. No, I do not know this. I do not know this person. No, they are in the Feywilds. Okay, that is fine.
So they mentioned to us that they were something to do with the carnival, didn't they?
Who?
Madrick
Zybilna.
mentioned us that Zubina is something to do with.
Zybilna, in fact, originally created the carnival as a way for mortals to find entrance to her realm. But from what he told you, it's been many, many ages. And so he doesn't know the details of it, but he knows that it is connected to her realm of Prismere in the Feywild.
And I think Nerrigan will relay that because they don't. He doesn't really have any reason to hide anything.
Okay, so she's quite important for this whole situation. Why do you need to find her? Is she okay?
Well, we don't know. That's the thing. This Madrick, he normally hears from her regularly, I guess, and he said he hasn't heard anything for a year. He said, didn't he?
I think so. Yes.
That's not good.
So, I mean, she could be fine. Maybe she just doesn't want to speak to him. But we said we'd go look, so here we are.
Right. Yes, I can definitely help with this. Eve will cover my shifts. It will be fine. I will get people to do my work here. But if there is room for big sword, then I shall come and help.
Oh, there's definitely always room for a big sword. Mostly because the big sword
Wonderful.
usually creates the room.
Ah, yes. This is true.
But first, we're gonna enjoy the carnival, right?
Well, we can do both. This is because we can ask the people in the carnival if they know anything, and if they know anything, it will help us find what we're looking for.
Right. Yes. You see, this is why you're the brains.
And the beauty.
Well, yeah, you can.
So you are the brains and beauty. What are?
And
what do you do, my lovely tall friend?
Asta does Asta things. He's very good at being Asta.
I make a really good cup of tea.
This is. I have a mug like carabined onto my belt.
I've got
this is a very important job
in my pack. Yeah, I got a kettle. I can make you tea right now if you like.
May I suggest we go to the snail racing? This is fairly.
I may have another suggestion since you are both fans of tea. There is the bubble pop teapot ride. Would that not be thematic?
That is. Deceptive in that there isn't much tea involved.
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be disappointed in that.
I only suggest snails as they are. The motion is easiest to drink on that one.
Wait, we're gonna ride the snails?
I was going to say,
it depends.
I think Mona would know that these are snail races.
I thought we were just gonna pick one.
Are they full big snails? Or
they are giant snails.
Yeah.
And they race.
Okay, definitely snail racing first.
But snails are good.
I can't wait any longer.
I think Furibogo is going to explode. Let's go see some snails.
They don't explode. Even when you crawl into their bedroll at night and put your claws in to get space, they don't explode. I've tried.
I had no
you don't need to
intentions
use
of doing
the claws.
this.
I told you that. I'm happy for you to be in there. It keeps me warm as well. Just less of the spiky, please.
Just to
This is
remind
adorable.
you, I'm there.
This is lovely. This is adorable. Let's go see some snails.
Mona is a whole vibe. Loving it.
I love Mona and I love Asta. I'm so pleased with the characters.
Right, so you're heading to the snail racing, yes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
Full
so
pace.
the snail racing is down here. However, you have, of course, chosen the event that requires me to change to a different map that is also the most difficult to show on the screen.
Sorry about it. Sorry about it.
Because
Let
of its
chaos reign.
proportions. You head down to the snail races, and you see that there are grandstands and flyers and flags flying, and there's an audience gathering. The grandstands next to the racecourse are filled and sort of slowly getting busier with fairgoers who are ringing bells and swinging rattles and waving flags. And they're all getting ready for the next snail race. And there is a long racetrack and a starting line, and 6 giant snails are on the starting line having their shells scrubbed and polished by pixies. Alongside the course, a wooden gantry hangs from the branches of a huge tree, and there are 2 goblins officiating the proceedings. And over the tannoy, you hear an announcer begin. Welcome, folks, to the Witchlight Carnival snail races. We will shortly be beginning our next fast feature with these speedy slugs, so get your guzzles, find your favourite speed freak, and get ready to rally the races. Will it be Wizzy who wins the race, or Flower Flash finishing first? Maybe Shelly Moo showing us what she's made of? Nimblefoot's never known to back down, but Breakneck is as brisk as a bug in a blizzard. And of course, Quickleaf is the queen of quietly getting the job done. And for those of you with an adventurous approach, this is your opportunity to open the throttle. We are inviting you to man one of our magnificent mollusks. Gesture to the judges and we'll make it happen. The prize is pretty damn impressive, folks. Don't be shy now. Show us how you shine. And for you first-time ticket holders, here are the rules and the risk. No magic and no malintentioned manhandling. If you're caught or called on your cheating, you're out. But if you're not caught, well, good for you! So, I shall move you to the racetrack, where you will have to scroll all the way to the right-hand side of the...
Oh, look at him! Oh my god!
I may not be able to get it all. Hang on one second. It'll be a little small for everybody to start with, so you can see the whole thing. And then as progress, I'll zoom in.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So,
they
the
really-
mechanics of it are thus. The racetrack is divided into about 40 lengths, and each round you will pick, first of all, you will pick your snail that you would like to support, or if you would like to try and ride one. And each round you will roll a d6, and the number rolled is the number of blocks you will move forward on your speedy slug. Should you think of anything that may help your mount get ahead, you are willing, what's the word I'm looking for? Welcome to let me know or make any suggestions on how you think you could encourage it to move a little faster. So, would anyone like to attempt to ride a slug, or would you just like to support it? What a surprise. All right, Asta. So, Asta heads down, and Neragwin, that's going to be interesting.
Never one to shy away from a chance to show off.
I'm getting that impression. So you head down, raise your hands and head down to the grandstand, and they usher you in. The pixies very excited, although slightly nervous by Neragwin, who keeps looking at them as if he's going to swipe at one of them. And they show you to the snails. So, which snail would you like to ride, Asta? You have a choice of Breakneck, Wizzy, Shelly Moo, Flower Flash, Nimblefoot, or Quickleaf.
We'll go Nimblefoot, please.
Okay, so Nimblefoot it is for Asta. Neragwin?
I mean, Sherimu has such a wonderful name. How could you resist?
Right, Shelley Moo it is. God. So, if you are all ready, we will get people down to the starting line. Esther, they help you up onto a saddle that is ready-made and is already on Nimblefoot. And although you're a little large, being a shell, it holds your weight and it seems raring to go. Esther, Nerigwin, they're a little uncertain of what to do with you, but they have a small saddle and they help you up, and they manage to kind of hook you in a little with your harness, looking slightly sort of unnerved by the fact that there is a cat riding the snail.
Nerigwin thanks you.
Well remembered. And so we shall begin the races. I shall roll for the other snails, and you two will roll for your snails. So, if you are ready,
I'm wondering whether I should cheat or not.
Can I?
You're a cat.
remember there may be ways that you can encourage your snail without cheating.
Do we do that when it's our turn to roll?
Yes.
Okay.
They said magic was not allowed. So if you can get away with it, he said, if you can't get away with it, magic will get you disqualified. However, there may be other ways that you can encourage your snail.
I actually have a innate ability that may be of use. It is not magic, but it is divine, which is Vigilant Blessing. You can give one creature you touch, including possibly yourself, advantage on the next initiative roll the creature makes. This benefit ends immediately after the roll or if you use this feature again. So
Okay.
I don't. It's not a spell.
No.
It is touch, and I am touching them.
That's fine. We will roll to see how that goes for you. So we are going to roll to see who is off first. So. Okay, so Flower Flash is off first. And so
that's the one I'm secretly rooting for.
We will work down from there and then back to the top. How's that? So they are ready, and the people are cheering, and the flags are waving, and there is an enormous bell. And Mona knows what they like, but you guys kind of expect snails to take a leisurely pace, and maybe this wasn't as exciting as people are making out. And they bolt off the starting line with the speed that you are unaccustomed to. So Flower Flash straight away moves 5 blocks.
What?
Yes.
Straight out of the gate.
Get it, girl.
Oh no, I just threw my dice away as well. So, Quickleaf only moves 1, staggering a little as they take off. Breakneck, oh dear, also only a 1. Wizzy is off to a decent start with 2. Shelly Moo jumps with 4 ahead. And Flower Flash with 3. So from here on out, you will roll for your turns. And as I said, if you would like to suggest anything you can do to help them, we will do that. So I am going to start with Nimblefoot, which is Asta. So Asta, if you would mind rolling for Nimblefoot.
I would like to sneakily try and cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
We are embracing the chaos.
I know, I was going to say.
You know your chaperone is head of security, right?
Yeah, they'll just get thrown up, just disqualified from the race, not from the carnival, just be clear.
Hey, I might not get caught.
Okay, so what would you like to try?
I'd like to cast Speak with Animals, please.
Speak with animals. Okay. would you roll me a d20 for your attempt to do this surreptitiously, and add your stealth, please? Sorry, not stealth, with sleight of hand.
Bear with. Okay, it's a 12.
Okay. And what do you say to your snail?
I'm just gonna say, hey, friend. Sorry, I know I'm a bit heavy, but I just wanted you to know that I completely believe in you, and I know that you're gonna win this race, no problem.
Cool. Roll your d6 to see how fast you move.
4.
Wow. So you move 4 paces, and it seems like your encouragement has gone unnoticed by the judges, but not by the snail, and you move 2 ahead.
Come on, Nimblefoot.
So, Quickleaf moves forward 3. I can't believe I'm doing snail racing in D&D.
I totally believe you're doing snail racing.
If it's going to happen on anyone's stream, it's going to happen on ours.
Yeah.
Right. Breakneck moves forward 2. Who's next? Wizzy moves forward 2. And Shelly Moo, if you would like to roll your d6 for your movement and let me know if there's anything else you're trying.
No, I don't think I need to do anything else at this point. And I rolled a 5.
Wow, okay.
The real magic is the snail friends we made along the way.
Love that.
Oh my god.
Can you guys see this at home? These snails are actually animated. This is so cute.
They're adorable.
Snins, snail friends. I love that. Oh, that's amazing. Right, Nimblefoot, it's you again.
So another d6 roll, yeah?
Yep.
5.
Wow.
I think I know who's going to win.
Quick Leaf coming up with a 6. Breakneck. Oh, wow. Also with a 6. Wizzy is taking a close behind them with a 4. Shelly Moo, if you would like to roll your d6, please. What did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
Oh no! Oh dear, Shelly Moo. Suddenly, let me try again. Neragwin. Suddenly, Shelly Moo seems to notice a leftover lettuce leaf that somebody had left there. So stalls momentarily, just to quickly have a nibble on the lettuce leaf.
Lettuce? I mean, it's not even a cat biscuit. Stop.
Flower Flash also going well. Rolls a 5 on that. So picking up on Nimblefoot. Nimblefoot, it's your roll.
Come on, Nimblefoot. Don't let me down now. 5.
Oh, nice. So Nimblefoot moves forward.
No greater bond
5.
between the furbolg and the snail.
And a snail.
As the old proverb goes.
Yeah,
Obviously.
exactly.
Quick Leaf. Oh, staggering a little on a 1. Breakneck.
This is so much better than sports.
Snail racing. Wizzy's up to 4. Shelly Moo, it is your turn again.
Okay, come on. Something better than that. The dice give,
A 6.
the dice take it away. It's a 6.
Nice.
Cool. So Flower
It's
Flash.
been powered by the lettuce that he ate.
Yeah, Flower Flash has rolled a 2. Nimblefoot, it is you again.
5 again.
How have you flown 5 again? Jesus.
Told you, no
Or
greater bond.
5. Yeah, no. I mean,
Best use of animal speech ever.
you're in the lead so far. I've had to zoom out. I mean, that must tell you something.
Yeah, like it's impressive how far in the
Oh.
lead you are.
Quick Leaf, living up to his name, zooming along. Breakneck is next with, also picking up a little bit. Waffle. Come on. Ow. 4, 5, 6. And then we've got Wizzy coming up next, who's dragging along with a 1. Wizzy's having a bit of problems with his saddle. Shelly Moo, it is you next, so please roll.
No word of a lie, I just rolled a second 6.
Oh my god. 4, 5, 6. Cool.
I also love the fact that I got the orange snail with a pink shell. I love that.
Okay, Nimblefoot, it is you again. Please remember, if either of you have any other ideas to encourage your snails, just let me know.
4. We're slowing down a little now. We're getting tired.
Well, you are heavy. Quickleaf rolls a 2, so edges forward a little, but nobody seems to be able to touch Nimblefoot. Breakneck is getting a steady pace, but nowhere near the lead. Wizzy is having a problem. Actually, let me roll. Oh, and the saddle on Wizzy comes off. The snail's jockey tries to hang on, but unfortunately does not, and falls to the ground, hanging 1 foot out of the saddle. Wizzy just stops. Basically just stops. There's very little drama when falling off a snail, so Wizzy just stops and stays. So Wizzy decides that there's got to be some other stuff to eat here, and is basically just looking for some stuff.
I feel like, if I may, I feel like the crowd might react as if the most horrific accident just happened. Oh God!
No, shit! There is a universal "oh" as it happens. And Shelly Moo, it is you to roll, please.
3.
Okay. Oh boy, Asta's never going to live it
Getting
down.
intense.
Yeah, no. Flower Flash, doing well with a 6. 2, 4, 5, 6. And then Nimblefoot, you again, please.
Oh, 1.
You've got a good lead on, though.
Definitely getting tired. Quickleaf edges along a little bit, but no one seems to be catching up to Nimblefoot. Well, Breakneck's getting a bit quicker, edging up a little. Wizzy is still looking for something to eat, and very slowly dragging their poor rider along, who appears to have just put his hands behind his head and is just being dragged around slowly. Shelly Moo, would you please roll?
Another 3.
Okay. Flower Flash, coming up on Nimblefoot. Flower Flash rolled another 6. Nimblefoot, if you would like to roll, please.
Okay, we're at the clutch point here. So,
Yeah.
I assume the spell is still active.
That is a good question.
How long does it last for?
10 minutes?
Yeah, it would definitely still be.
Okay, so I'm just going to check in with him again and say, look, like, I know it's close now, but come on, you can do it. It's just a bit further, and then I'll get you some really good lettuce.
Okay. Did you roll a d20 for me to see if it's noticed, please?
Oh, yeah, God.
The snail puns that are in the chat right
No, I didn't cast the spell, though, so they're just seeing me talking to the snail.
Yeah, but
okay.
They wouldn't see the magic happening.
That's an 8.
Okay, let's see. They rolled a 3 on perception. Okay, so if you will roll your d6 and I will roll your additional.
6.
Oh my god, okay. So Nimblefoot, and you get an additional 3 on the d4 that I rolled. So Nimblefoot crosses the line first, and the crowd goes mad. People scream and cheer. There are streamers that fall from the sky, and people are beyond excited. You can just see everybody is delighted by this. The other snails all cheer you on too. Their little antennas start waving for you, and they're all cheering you on. The pixies on the back of them all applaud you, and everybody seems just genuinely happy for you. How does Nerigwin react?
Shouting along, Well done, Asta. Well done, Fleetfoot. Just kind of,
But there you go.
and again pats the snail and goes, you could have gone a little faster for me.
The snail just sighs.
I think Mona in the crowd is going like, I know that Durbog. I know them.
Amazing. So the other snails all make their way towards the end. There is only the one winner, and the person who comes in last gets a consolation prize. So when Wizzy eventually finishes looking for some stuff to eat, the two of you are brought to the winner's circle. And the person who wins, being Asta in this case, will receive a small jar which looks like it has some kind of potion in it. And you have, in fact, received a potion of advantage. And I will read you the details to it shortly. Poor old Wizzy, who drags themselves along and looks a little dejected. Everyone cheers them on and is just as excited and tries to kind of cheer them up. And as a consolation prize, Wizzy and their rider receives a wand. And they both look a little sort of confused by it. And they discover that the wand, in fact, allows them to cast the Dancing Lights cantrip once. And when they have finished casting it once with the wand promptly turns into a tulip.
Oh, that's really cute. That's so cute.
And that is the end of snail racing.
Oh, snail's gonna make me cry. Is that what the vibe is today?
Yeah, clearly it is.
Oh,
So, massively on a high after his win, Asta comes out looking proud as punch, and the two of you are waiting for them there. So you can now decide where you would like to go from here and what you would like to explore.
Did you guys see that? Did you see that? Mona, did you see me? I won.
That was amazing. That was so impressive. I was worried because you are taller than me that they were going to slow the snail down, but you did so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I made friends with my
done.
snail. That's how I won.
Made friends, huh?
Okay, sneaky. I see.
Wait,
I
what?
see.
That's how you get people to do things. If you're nice to them.
I love it.
I mean, you know, if of all magic you could possibly use, that was the least aggressive. So, says Neruda very quietly, just wrapping his tail around Asta's leg, very gently.
I mean, you know, it's only the adjudicators you have to work it out.
Yeah, I'm not a narc. Don't worry about it.
Head of security, but I'm not a narc.
No, I'm cool.
So, Asta, your potion, when you drink this potion, you gain advantage on one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw of your choice, made within an hour after drinking it.
Okay.
That is
cool.
really useful.
It basically looks like a kind of golden potion that's got sort of swirling mist in the bottle. And it's for one use only, but you can use it at any point that you need to. And as I say, it lasts for 1 hour, and you can use it for advantage on ability check, attack roll, or saving throw of your choice once.
Okay, he's gonna put it in one of his pockets, and as he does, he's gonna turn to Nerwin and say, "So when I can't find this later, it's in this pocket." Okay.
I have only just got the concept of pockets.
This one here.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
Mona, when Asta has forgotten this later, apparently it's in that pocket.
This one.
Do you
It's just to
normally
save
forget?
time. It's just to save time. I mean, I look through them all, but I've got a lot of pockets and a lot of things, and
It's probably.
I can't. I'm not very good at keeping track of where things are. So
It's really.
yeah,
true.
when I can't find it, it's
I mean, I've
it's
gone
in my.
through their bag on several occasions. I don't know where they put things. It's quite crazy. I mean, I'm just
Okay,
used to the
I
idea
shall-
of clothing, so I just thought, up to a few years ago, I just thought you had like a weird skin you took off, but apparently it's a thing.
This is
That's
deeply
horrifying, that, buddy.
disturbing. Mm.
I mean, can you imagine me as a kitten seeing people take off the skin? Ugh, horrible.
Wait, how
You
old
lot
are you?
weird.
How old are you, cat?
Well, I'm a fully grown cat, clearly. I have seen 4 summers.
Ah, a little baby.
No, I'm fully grown.
Oh yes,
Fully
yes,
grown
I know.
baby.
Fully grown baby.
Right,
Fully
what are we
grown
doing
baby.
next? What are we doing next? I'm on a snail winning high.
Well, close
Yes.
by, we seem to have a Hall of Illusions, which could be fun. The Mystery Mine. The Bubble Pop Teapot, which I'm still not convinced that's not how tea works, And the Pixie Kingdom, although they seemed very nervous around me. I can't think why.
Mona, what do you reckon? You got the inside scoop?
Well, the Hall of Illusions is very fun. It's very, very disorientating sometimes, but is very good. I can highly recommend.
Hall of Illusions, I think.
Yes,
Also,
and it's
that
right
seems
next door.
like the perfect place to hide a doorway.
Ah! Yes,
Right,
we should
yeah,
probably-
we're looking for the door thing.
We should probably ask people.
I don't know.
I can
has
see-
Mona ever seen a cat roll their eyes before?
No, but she's been around you long enough to know that if she was going to see it, it would be from you.
I mean, she has a point.
Yeah.
Right, so you are heading off to the Hall of Illusions, are you?
I think that's a good place
Yep.
to start.
Cool. Well, as you approach the Hall of Illusions, we, I think, are going to take the chance to take a quick break.
Cool.
Thank you for everybody who is with us and for being here and chatting with us and for making this much easier than I was afraid it would be. But we will be back in about 10, 15 minutes. So if we say we will be back at 8:30 GMT. Hopefully we will see you then. Thanks very much and see you in a few moments.
we are back.
Right, hello, welcome back, everybody. So, we are refreshed. I hope everyone's had a bit of a break and a stretch. So, you had decided that you were going to make your way towards the Hall of Illusions. So, Chris, on the map, I am pinging where the Hall of Illusions is, if you would like to zoom in if you can.
Sorry, just get onto the map.
No
How
worries.
long have we been here now? Do I need to water my flower crown yet?
You do indeed need to water your flower crown. So,
Well remembered.
yeah, so if you, as you're walking around, there are stalls that you could ask for some water, but there is also the river that winds its way right around the entire carnival. So
Ooh, do we still have
you
the
are
cup
more
for
than
the
welcome.
ice cream? Oh no, that was a wafer cup. That won't do.
You had a wafer cup. No, it's a bit
That's not
soggy
gonna
now.
help.
For anybody who's asking, or is even concerned, the blue ice cream tasted like cheese that's been left on the counter and my owner didn't know about.
That's a very niche flavour.
I'm not even sure
Stolen
where to go
cheese
with
is
that.
best cheese.
I picture you like a cat ice cream sommelier being like, yes, undertones of not allowed.
That's more to do with it, yes.
Right. Getting back to insanity. As you approach where the Hall of Illusions is, you notice two things. The first is obviously this amazing tent. As you approach, you can see that the murals painted on the side of the tent, as with everything that you've seen here, seem to be alive themselves and seem to be sort of twisting and changing. And what they show are grinning fairies diving into pools of color and their reflections doing the same and then changing. And it's a whole play on the idea of reflections in water and mirroring. The helical stripes of the tent's pointed canopies rotate in spirals, and the whole thing is clearly designed to kind of befuddle onlookers. You notice that standing in front of it is a clown, but dressed in surprisingly muted colors. It looks like all the color has been drained out of the clown's costume. You also notice to the right of the tent, there is a glass cabinet which stands near the entrance. And from where you are, because you're not right up front yet, you notice that there is a mannequin inside. It looks a little like those old sort of fortune telling booths, those sort of automated things. It looks a little bit like that from a distance. And as you are walking up towards it to get a better look at either the Hall of Illusions or at this booth, you notice a halfling couple approaching, and they're walking from a different direction. And as they get close to the Hall of Illusions, and they're in front of where the glass cabinet is on the right hand side, one of the halflings wearing butterfly face paint turns to the other one, takes her hands, and kneels down and pulls a small box from his pocket. And he holds the box up, and although you can't hear what he's saying, you obviously know what he has asked her. And there is a momentary pause, and his sweetheart, who he has presented the box to, bursts into laughter and falls on the floor laughing. The shock of the moment obviously kind of hits you all, and the halfling, who is down on one knee, drops his hands, drops his shoulders. You can see he starts crying, and he turns and runs straight past the clown into the tent with the Hall of Illusions. What would you like to do?
Oh no, that poor guy.
Oh dear.
That's awful, isn't it?
I mean, there are ways to say no, and that is not one of them.
It was very unkind.
Wow.
I promise it's normally a happier
Hold on.
occasion.
We should go find him, though, shouldn't
Absolutely.
we? See if he's all right.
How do you feel about abject lessons, Mona?
Again, I check my guest list, and I'm like, I don't I don't believe I've met them.
I'm sure everyone here has been talking longer than I have, and yes. Okay, fair enough. Let's go and find the other halfling and see if we can cheer him up a bit.
Yes, let's do this. I think I give it a nod to the little fortune teller thing as well.
What's it? If we get closer to the clown, do we have to kind of get them to stamp our cards or anything like that?
Yep. So as you approach, are you heading towards the halfling who was laughing, and they're on the right hand side where that sort of booth was, or are you heading into the main Hall of Illusions?
I think Asta will make a head for the other half, the upset halfling.
Who's
I
run
think Mona
into the
will
Hall
as well,
of
because she
Illusions?
wants to make sure that everything's a-okay.
I think Nerrigan moves a little faster in general, so I think Nerrigan will just kind of curl off, and as he walks past, in a deep rumbling voice, will say, "That was unkind, and now we have your number, and we're watching you." And just kind of sprint off to catch up with the others.
So
Damn, Eric, win!
As Nerigwin gets closer to this halfling to do it, you can see that she is now sitting on the floor and looks utterly stunned and confused. Not just by what you said, but just seems to be confused. Not malicious or laughing, just really confused. As you head towards the actual Hall of Illusions, the clown in front of it is indeed the person who would be the ticket puncher. And as you walk forward, he just waves.
Asta waves back.
Mona, you would know that this is Candlefoot, who is a clown that has been with the carnival for a while. But you also know that Candlefoot has lost his voice. And so is now employed as a mime because he cannot speak.
Okay, I think I'll keep it to myself that he physically can't speak, but instead I think I'll sort of say to my compatriots, ISM Candlefoot does not speak ever. It is all done with their body.
You would also know, Mona, that this was a fairly recent thing. This was sort of in the last, let's say the last month or so.
Damn. All right. Yeah, she still tries to keep it discreet, just so she doesn't out Candlefoot as not having a voice at the moment.
So Candlefoot is doing his best to, while he's not doing a full-on mime, is clearly indicating without sort of speaking, and so waves and then bows to you, and not much of a smile on his face, but he still seems to be trying to be pleasant, and sort of puts his hand out for your tickets.
As he puts his hand out for the ticket, I'm just going to stand up and nudge his hand with my face. And sit down.
Oh, headbutt.
He could have. His first reaction is, "Oh, that's really cute," and then he realizes that was it, and kind of looks at his hand, looks up at Mona and Asta, looks down at you, and goes, and mimes stamping the ticket.
He wants your ticket. You got to give him your ticket.
Oh. Hang on.
Yes, it wasn't for pets.
Oh.
It was for tickets.
He bends down and pets you, so very purposefully in a sort of typically annoying mime way.
Yes, well, that's quite enough of that, thank you. And I just step back about 4 places. And then just kind of fumble out the ticket, which I've tucked in my harness at some point. This is much more difficult than... there we go.
He takes it and stamps it and gives it back to you, not really knowing whether to put it in your mouth or your
shift and kind of indicate with my tail.
And he puts it into the back. Puts his hand out to Asta.
Yeah, Asta hands over his ticket.
Takes the ticket, stamps it. Mona, he just nods to you because obviously you don't need a ticket. And he walks towards the tent as if to show you in, sort of stops a little way away from it and just kind of points to the tent rather than taking you to the front. Looks a little bit nervous about the whole thing.
That poor halfling that went in before us didn't stamp their ticket. Are they going to be okay, or do we need to get them back?
He kind of looks as if thinking how to communicate this and sort of shrugs.
Okay, well, we'll do it anyway if we can find them.
And then he kind of points towards the hall of illusions and sort of makes a kind of scary face as if it's somewhere to be scared in.
Right, well, we better go and save that halfling from themselves.
Oh boy. I think Mona goes in last, and she sort of checks in with Candlefoot, and is like, "You okay?"
And he just shakes his head, and you can see he starts to cry a little.
Oh. I've got half my ice cream cookie left, and I give it to Candlefoot. I'm like,
he takes it, looks at you, and cries more.
No!
"Oh God!"
And then he just bows to you and kind of turns away slightly. Mona, you would know that he is part of a... so he's in love with somebody in the carnival. But that, since losing his voice, that seems to be kind of on the rocks. And nobody really knows what happened. But you know that he is desperately sad about this. And that's it.
How many
I
sessions?
give him like a gentle pat on the arm.
He just sort of squeezes your hand sort of thankfully, and then turns to kind of carry on facing away from the Hall of Illusions.
Let's forget about the farewell. Let's stay here and fix everybody's problems.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Anita's therapy.
they did say to win favor, so I'm sure there's plenty you could do around.
That's true.
So, are you entering into the Hall of Illusions?
Yeah, as much as my carnival mum tendencies make me want to sort of sit down with a cup of tea and help, I'm just like, oh, you've got to do the thing, right?
So, as you enter the Hall of Illusions, it is very much sort of initially what you would expect. There appear to be mirrors everywhere. There are different routes you can take into this maze of mirrors. And from where you are, you can see some of the mirrors have different things going on. At the entrance, you can choose which route you go. And from where you are, you can't really tell what the mirrors show. And there is nothing to indicate which way this halfling would have gone. Which way would you like to go? Left, right, or center?
So there's no sort of sense of where he went. There's no sort of tracks or anything like that we could use.
Yeah.
Or...
You can't do magical cat sniffing where you like sniff them out.
I could try and smell him and see if he is.
Yeah, you could do that if you want to roll a perception.
I'll give it a go.
Do you have advantage on perception with scent? I know some animals do.
Yeah,
in
dogs
D&D.
obviously do.
No, I gave myself dark vision instead. Because cats have dark vision.
Still, that's an 18. That's an 18. So I think with that roll, you can definitely tell that the halfling ran in and went to the left. Like I said, there doesn't seem to be any discernible difference as yet, but he went to the left.
I think he went this way. Now, this should be a lot of fun and lots of interesting things might happen here. But I'm going to say this. Asta, make sure you can see Mona at all times, because you do tend to wander off.
Right. I've just got to be able
Yes,
to see her.
hold on to. I have like a million pom poms on me, so I just like I'm attached to one, and I just hand one to
There is
Asta.
a
Like, just hold on to this, okay?
very satisfied look on Neragwin's face.
Oh no, I've made a very terrible error. Now pom poms are canon. I've made a horrible mistake.
Amazing. Neragwin doesn't know whether to be excited that Asta has a leash or to be excited because he sees pom-poms he can play with.
It's a little bit.
I feel like I'm gonna have to look at Neragwin and be like, do not. Do not.
Kind of leans in and just goes, "If you see it coming, I'm not doing it properly." Kind of wanders forward.
Nice. So as
Right,
you
so we're
guys,
going left.
yeah, as you go left,
Yes.
and you walk through what looks like just a long corridor of mirrors, and the first couple that you pass are kind of what you would expect. One of them makes you look incredibly skinny and thin and squished in the middle. The next one makes you look really short and a bit twisted. The third one that you pass actually plays with different depth because there's one behind you. So it looks like there's an infinity mirror of yous as you walk past them.
Oh, how perfect!
Oh no!
I think
The end is nigh.
I think there's also at least one where Neragwin just kind of does the whole thing and then wanders off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say. Nerrigan walks past one and kind of looks and goes, oh.
Who is that? Who is that cat in there?
Does that cute cat thing where their back goes like this?
Yeah. And then just relaxes and goes, "That's perfect." And wanders forward.
I think Mona gets a little giggle from that.
Who's leading the way?
I think Neragwin
I would have
is-
thought Neragwin.
Yeah. Cool. So as you walk through these, they're kind of fun and they're a little bit what you expect. You don't see any sign of the halfling, but you carry on going. And Neragwin, 4 or 5 mirrors in, you look to the left to admire your reflection. And you stop very suddenly. And in the mirror, rather than being a sort of twisted mirror of some kind of contortion, there seems to be a perfectly flat mirror, but your reflection shows a small, grey, fluffy kitten with dark, messy fur and big blue eyes that looks strangely familiar to you. And the reflection mirrors every move you make, but it's a small kitten.
I think there's this because the whole concept of self-awareness is still newer to Neragwin than anybody else. I think there's a small kitten here that appears to be lost. Are you lost, little kitten? And I think you'll say in cat as well. Like,
And the reflection mirrors everything you're doing. It is your reflection.
sit down. Well, that's curious. This kitten appears to be my copying me, and I don't know how it's doing it.
I think Mona's going to come over and see what Neragwin's on about.
Mona,
Yes.
as soon as you get there, you kind of lean over. And in your reflection, you see a half-orc girl, broad with dark black hair, huge dark eyes, with that same oversized jumper, much shorter than you, but with twigs around her neck woven into a necklace, sleeves rolled up. And you recognize that it's young Mona, but it's your reflection.
Oh! Neragwin, that's not a different cat. That's you as a kitten. Look, it is young me.
No. Neragwin never was that fluffy and awkward. Neragwin is amazing.
I have no doubt. But it would seem that the mirror is not really giving us a choice. Asta, come see. See if it
I
does
think
the same
Asta
for you.
got distracted by something.
Asta's still looking
the
at the
pom-pom
infinity
is by
mirror.
my side. No, Asta,
What's that? What's happening?
hold on to the thing. Right.
Oh,
come here.
right. Holding on to the thing.
Yep. As you would expect by now, Asta joins you, and the reflection Asta sees is a small, for a furbolg anyway, scruffy, young Asta with lots of long, wild hair with leaves and twigs stuck in it, and a lot more freckles than Asta has now.
Aw.
With the possible exception, which you guys have not noticed until now, that grown-up Asta's freckles appear to glow in the dim light of the Hall of Illusions.
That's
Oh, look, it's
pretty
me.
baller.
That's me.
Is
And-
that you as a little Esther?
What's
Oh,
happening to
you were
your
both
face?
so adorable.
Say what now?
What's happening to your face?
What
That
do you
is
mean?
rude.
You've got glowy bits.
Oh yeah,
Oh yes,
you not noticed that yet?
No. That's new.
it's very pretty.
It's an after effect, I guess, of my previous visit to, the Feywild.
Oh, I didn't know that you'd been here before.
Yeah, long time ago. I don't really remember too much actually, but that's why I want to go back.
With you, right?
Ah.
That would explain why you were so set on trying to help out with this. That explains a lot. Well, maybe when we find the person, we can figure out how you can stay there if you want to. I mean, you'd be leaving me behind because I have to go and find my Firbolg, but and that your life would probably be a little, darker for it. But as long as you're happy.
I don't know if I want to stay there forever. Well, it's a long story. Probably better for another time.
Right, you're quite right.
With some tea.
Yes, we're supposed to be helping Halfling and
Yeah.
and kind of, I think experimentally, just puts his paw out and just taps the glass a couple of times just to make sure it is actually glass.
Yes,
It's your reflection, pal.
it appears to be a perfectly ordinary mirror, apart from the fact that it is showing a younger you.
I don't understand. I mean, I clearly was never that small and fluffy.
Oh, so cute though.
I mean, you're still pretty small and fluffy, if you ask me.
I am grand and beautiful, and then that will start heading in the direction.
Okay.
As you move along, you have a couple of more mirrors that do some weird things, playing with light and color, and some of them which seem to change the angles that you walk at. And then you come to another mirror that appears fairly normal. Nerigwyn leading the way again. You sort of cast a cursory glance in the mirror, because by now you've kind of got the feel for the whole thing. And this time what you see back is a similar-sized cat to you with similar fluff to you, except a little more white than quite so silvery blue. And the silver mane around your neck has definitely faded and gone a little grayer. They look a little chunkier than you, may have a few more pounds on them. And the tufts from your ears are a little bit bigger, and you very clearly recognize this as an older cat.
Oh, look, it's an older... Oh, I think that's supposed to be an older me, isn't it? Well, I do still look fine, don't I?
Oh, is it the other way? Oh, okay. I must come see this. And I'll
Oh, I
come
don't know if I'm
enjoy.
ready to see this. What if I see something horrible? What if I've only got one arm? or
No,
something?
no. Look at you. You will age. You will age beautifully.
Mona, as soon as you step in, you see that you are still reflected as the strapping woman that you are. But all of your hair is a steely grey. All the sort of black, darker bits have now turned completely grey. And your two teeth that are such a distinctive feature, one of them appears to have been replaced with a bronze tooth. The other thing that you notice is, although you definitely look older, you also appear to have a great many more tattoos all over your body.
Nice.
Asta, as you turn the corner... Sorry.
Asta's going to approach like this.
Oh, come
Asta
on,
is...
be brave.
As soon as you move your hands from your eyes, you kind of sigh a sigh of relief, because you look very similar. Your hair is shorter and a lot more tame, and your beard is also much longer. But still just wild and kind of out of control. And still dressed in loads of different colours and patterns and clashing items. But you still look like Asta. Nothing missing. All your limbs are there as far as you can tell.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah,
Um,
see, you look lovely, both of you.
As you walk along, further along this corridor, I would like you all please to roll a perception check for me.
Okie dokie. Ugh. Got so many things on the sofa right now. I'm trying to fish out my character sheet.
Oh.
Perception. That's an 8.
Oh, we got an 8 too.
I got 17.
Let me just check my notes. With a 17. So you notice, Nergwin, that as you sort of round the corner, walking along this curve, you see reflected further along the reflection of the halfling. At least you're pretty sure it's the halfling. It's a little distance away, but and they appear to be from where you are, just sort of staring, looking at the mirror.
I think they will wander up and, in a small attempt to try and draw their attention and give them some comfort, he'll just again do that thing where he just nudges this halfling's shoulder with his head. Halflings are about the only thing that Merigwin can do that with. So
before you get within sort of touching distance, you notice that the halfling is frowning as he looks in the mirror, and you see that whatever is reflected back doesn't appear to be him. What you see is a small girl in a pig mask. And as soon as you come into view that you can actually see what this reflection is, she turns, looks directly at you, turns and disappears.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. Me and Theo just like, unsubscribe. I'm out.
Not looking in that mirror.
Let's kind of wander up and kind of gently tap the mirror just to make sure it is actually a mirror and not somebody playing tricks.
As soon as you do that, he just looks at you frowning, and he looks just genuinely a bit startled.
Again, I'll just rub up against him.
He looks at you and says, "Hello."
Hello.
Did you see that?
Nerigwin saw the girl in a pig mask, yes. What did you see?
That's what I saw. She was talking to me.
Oh, what did she say?
She asked me if I had any regrets. And I said that I did, and she said that she knew someone who could help. I just had to follow her.
Bad vibes, bad vibes.
Get the friggin' holy water.
Vibe check, not passed.
Now, far be it for me to make a decision for you, but you might want to consider the possibility that we all have regrets and all things that we can't change about our past, but all we can do is really learn from them and move forward with our lives. Offered gifts from strange people wearing animal masks is not normally the smartest thing to do with your life. And I'm a talking cat, so I know what I'm talking about when they say these things.
I'm probably not the right person to ask about clever things to do with your life. Oh, I'm Reuben, by the way. I'm Reuben Sugarwood.
Nerigwin is my name.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just going to sit here for a while. And he sits down with his back to one of the other mirrors and kind of just puts his head down.
Reuben, as much as you clearly had a very trying day, you should probably get your ticket stamped. This place is run on magic after all, and tend to frown on those sorts of things. Just for your own safety, my man.
I didn't think about that. You're quite right. I something happened, and I just wanted to.
Absolutely fine.
I'll go and get my ticket stamped. Which way is it? I got a bit turned about.
Oh, well, and I think Nerrigan's got a reasonable memory, I think, and will be able to describe the way back.
It did feel like it was a fairly straight line.
Yeah.
So although it curved round, it didn't feel like you were in a maze of any sort.
Yeah. And Reuben?
Yes?
The worst thing has already happened. Everything else from here is better.
I don't understand. It doesn't... Wait, you saw what happened?
Just nudges his arm and kind of goes back to look at the mirror with his tail flicking ever gently.
I don't understand. I don't... We've been so happy together. I don't understand why she would laugh at me. I don't understand. Right, I need to get my ticket stamped, and he starts walking towards the entrance.
Does he walk past me and Aster as we're catching up?
He does, yeah, and just kind of acknowledges you, but just slowly walks towards the entrance. Clearly hadn't even thought about the fact that he hadn't had his ticket stamped.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop him. I'm gonna look at Nerigwyn though and just be like, "Was that?"
What happened?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, I think I may have just stopped him selling a favour to an unknown figure.
Where are they?
Mona,
Which way did they go?
Mona, does a little girl in a pig mask work for the carnival?
Does a little girl in a pig mask work for the carnival?
No, but you remember the little girl in the pig mask from your dream that you have
My
had.
creepy dream.
And it's one of those things where you remember it from the dream, and you know it was a dream from when you were a child, but up until these dreams, you had forgotten about that little girl. And it was such a moment of panic because you'd been caught as a child that you weren't even sure if that was real. You weren't sure if it was just a little girl and you'd made the rest up in your head. So hearing Aragorn ask the question, you have a sudden realization that whatever it is, you're not the only one who saw that.
I definitely get a bit of a heart palpitation moment.
Mona, are you okay? You've gone a bit pale.
Oh, a pig mask. And a small girl.
Well, I hope it was a pig mask. I mean, I find your shapes odd sometimes. But
You all look alike.
Better. I know halflings are different to furbolg because furbolgs are furry like cats, and half-orcs.
Well, I mean, there's about 5 foot of difference.
And yes, but it was definitely female in shape. It had a pig-type face, which I'm assuming and hoping was a mask, and not something that I've missed entirely.
Okay.
Yes,
and where did
in this mirror here?
in the mirror?
Yeah.
Oh, that don't seem right. That don't seem right, do it?
Well, I mean, you already know these mirrors lie.
Yes, but why that specific lie?
I think
Wait, you've seen it, haven't you? The girl. That's
I'm
why
not
you're all
in-
sweaty and pale. I've seen it too.
Asta, now you've told me
Rude.
you can't just go calling out people's nature like that. You've told me I can't just walk up to people and say they smell funny.
I didn't say that she smelled.
No,
I
you said
just
she
was-
pale and sweaty.
I was just commenting on a change in demeanour, that's all. Just paying attention and being a good friend.
I have this feeling that
I'm-
Peregrine and Nasta have been chased out of bars before.
You take it in turns insulting people by accident.
I'm just so proud that once again we have assembled a group of people at the peak of their adventuring prowess and sort of social adeptness.
We're really good at this. What's the fun of having a balanced party that's good at things? No fun in that.
Anyway, where were we? You guys were talking
Something
about.
horrifying.
You guys were talking about stuff.
We Blair Witched ourselves by talking about the girl in the pig mask.
Indeed.
I have
Made a
regrets.
terrible error.
Don't mention her name 3 times on stream.
Yeah, never again.
Whose name?
No, that goes for everyone in the chat. Don't do it.
Stream is haunted. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do? Are you going to stay in the Hall of Illusions, or what would you like to do?
I mean, I would quite like to have a further look around if we can. I'm still worried a little bit about that halfling, to be fair, but at the very least we can see if we can find this entrance. If I were a highly powerful person with a gateway to another realm, one of the places I would think about putting it.
Oh, right, the gate thing.
Oh, Asta!
Look, I'm still holding my pom-pom.
Yes, well...
I am very proud of you.
Well done.
So you would have a further look around.
In here, where the
Yeah.
pig girl is.
Maybe we can find the pig girl before she finds us.
Yes, I
I
don't
like
just
that
want.
plan.
I don't want to just leave it hanging, though. I feel like we should investigate. And as someone who's supposed to be running security here, I'd rather not have some horrifying vision of a pig girl in here without my knowledge. So
And she didn't have a
we
ticket.
should. No. Or did she have wings?
I did not see wings.
Oh, right. She's in trouble.
Can Asta go and look in the mirror that they... I'm guessing we're still in the vicinity.
Yeah, sure. You can go and have a look. Roll me an investigation roll, please.
Oh, that's a -1. 15.
Cool. You go and have a look at the mirror, and literally all you see is the reflection of one of those carnival mirrors, which makes your head look enormous, but otherwise appears to be a perfectly normal mirror. You have a look to see if there's anything behind it, and you can't see anything. I have to turn off chat because otherwise I won't get through any of that. Yeah, it seems like a perfectly... I was going to say a perfectly normal mirror, but it seems like a perfectly real and unmagical mirror. It just has a kind of carnival feel to it that twists your reflection.
Okay. Well, if she was here, then she's not anymore.
Okay. Great. Let us continue.
Can I smell anybody else other than the halfling?
And roll perception for me.
Yeah.
I did put deodorant on. I know I'm sweaty.
I'm kind of assuming that Nerigwin knows your smells by now. 22.
Yeah.
You can smell all number of smells coming from outside.
You can smell time.
You can smell colors. You can smell like all number of smells coming from outside, and your companions inside you can smell. There are a couple of strange smells, but you think one of them is candlefoot because you kind of got a whiff of that when you were outside. Nothing that particularly strikes you as unusual or doesn't smell like a pig or smell like anything rotten or anything like that. It seems to be just kind of general people smells.
Well, I can't smell her, but this is a place of illusion, right?
So she may not have actually been here.
Precisely.
I mean, those mirrors where we saw Baby Us wasn't actually there.
Baby you. Baby me was never there.
Ah, yes. Sorry, of course.
Oh,
That was
right,
a
yeah, I
completely
forgot.
different cat.
It's just a cat that happens to look exactly like you.
He looked nothing
Just
like
smaller.
me. Just little tiny black dotted fur. Strange. Never looked so ridiculous.
No,
Anyway.
obviously.
Shall we go deeper?
That sounds more ominous than moving forward, but okay.
Sorry, this chat is brilliant.
Very good.
So, if you would like to explore further, I would like you all to please roll an investigation check for me.
I'm going to run out of good rolls soon.
Uh-oh, that's not good. I got a 13.
I
Asta?
got a 14.
I got a 19.
Nice.
Awesome. So
That's my last good roll.
collectively, with Nerrigan leading the way and so doing what he does in terms of perception and smell and things like that, and you guys trying to look everywhere that you can, you pass a load more, sometimes quite disturbing mirrors that twist your reflection and make you look weird and grotesque. But you come across nothing that looks like it's a special mirror, nothing that is particularly different to the others, and you find nobody else in the Hall of Mirrors at the moment.
Now, I bear in mind that it's possibly a little difficult to communicate, but do you think your friend Candlefoot, was it, might know something about the pig-faced girl?
I mean,
Pig mask girl. It's not called a pig-faced girl. That's assumptive of us, and that's not fair. It's like, you really should learn about these things, Asta.
I mean, for once, I'm pretty sure I didn't say anything. Did I?
No.
Well, maybe you should have.
Right. Okay. Well, look, should we get out of here now? I'm sort of done of looking at my own reflection.
I was rather expecting kind of more.
More what?
More what?
But this is a hall of mirrors, and it's very fascinating, and I do like looking at myself, I have to say. But I was kind of expecting more, well, illusion.
We did see ourselves as children and as old people / cats.
And a girl in
And
a
we
pig
did
mask.
see...
I'm not sure we were supposed to see that, though.
No.
I don't think that was
But she
part
was
of
able to be here. And that is bad.
Mickey face.
I know, seriously.
No!
So when you,
I feel like I need to get a transcript for this for the VOD.
Oh my god, yes. For the VOD, I want to turn this into a mini book.
Yeah, can we do a dramatic reading of it?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I think they are already. Yeah. So, are you staying or leaving the Hall of Mirrors?
I mean, we can see if my friend can help at all.
Yeah, I vote leave.
I think Nerrigan will cast one longing look at his reflection and then kind of agree.
Okay, so we'll head out, whatever direction out is.
Cool. So you make your way out. You find the exit fairly easily, and as you exit the Hall of Illusions or Hall of Mirrors, you see a few things. Candlefoot is standing a little way away from the front, facing away from the hall, and to the left, as you come out, you see the halfling, the one that you saw laughing. She is sitting against a tree further along, with her head in her hands, and the halfling that you found is kind of on the right-hand side of you, hiding behind a couple of boxes and watching her, but clearly doesn't know what to do. She's sitting on the left, near where the booth was, but further away from it.
I think I might like to have one last word with our halfling friend.
I tell you what, if you two go chat to the halfling friend, I can go chat to my friend, because I think he prefers a one-on-one situation.
Also, see if you can find out if that gateway is there, as well as the pig-faced girl. Pig mask girl.
Ah, you did it now. You're just as bad as us.
It's catching
Again,
too.
I'm pretty sure I didn't say anything about faces.
Yes, well, that's what you'd like us to think, isn't it, Asta?
Oh,
Oh,
go,
my
you
God.
two, go.
I don't know about Asta, but Nerrigan would like to kind of move closer to the halfling who's hiding.
So the one that you found in the hall.
Yeah.
I think Asta seeing someone visibly upset would gravitate towards them instead.
Towards her, to the female
Yeah.
halfling.
It's
If
enough
she
to split the
looks
party.
distressed.
Split the party. Although you can still see each other, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Cool.
I've stopped holding my pom-pom, everyone.
No! Gone forever.
Cool. So let's start with Nerigwin. So you're going to talk to the halfling that you helped in the hall of mirrors. Yeah. So you approach him, and he still looks a little thrown, but kind of holds up his ticket, sort of almost as if, look, I did it. I got it punched now. It's okay.
Very good. And I should just kind of jump up onto, so I'm almost eye height with him. And just kind of look over at the girl that's crying. So, a couple of things. And this is my experience in these things are fairly limited, I have to admit. But that doesn't look like the face of someone who meant to laugh at you. Have you tried talking to her yet?
No, I don't know what to say. I'm really hurt, and I don't understand why she would laugh at me when I finally was brave enough to ask her, and she laughed at me, and I don't know what I would say. I really don't know what I would say to her.
So perhaps you should walk up to her and say, I really don't know what to say. I plucked up the courage to ask you, and you laughed at me, and I'm very hurt by that. Could you please explain?
Nerigwin's secretly a therapist.
Nothing secret about it. I should. I know. Sometimes I'm not the bravest, and that feels like a lot for me to go and say that. But I'll try and work up the courage. I guess.
You should. And do I have anything that I can? If it helps you, and this little crescent on his head will glow ever so slightly, with a little bit of strange energy. Just stroke me on the moon.
I beg your pardon?
Stroke me on the moon, and pushes his head forward.
Oh, it's kind of glowing.
It's fine. It's perfectly safe.
Oh, okay. And he reaches out and kind of very gingerly kind of touches the moon shape, the crescent shape.
And I will cast Bless on myself, because let's be honest, it's always
It's Nerrigan.
Yeah, and him. And is Mona or Asta close enough?
Mona is, yes.
I will cast it on Mona as well.
So what does Bliss do?
Plus D4 to attack roll or saving throws, basically. It's more thematic than anything.
Is there any ability checks or just attack
No,
rolls
just
or
those.
something?
No, it would be guidance, which I didn't take.
Okay, cool.
That's fine. I mean, he obviously feels something sort of change. He feels a tingle in his body, and it really does look like, whether it's in his head or not, it does look like he sort of feels a bit better. And he says, "Thank you. I'm going to sort of take a few deep breaths here, and then I will try and go over and talk to her.
I mean, Nerigrin's thinking is if there is any sort of residual hold of that creature or that girl or whatever she is, this will give him a fighting chance at trying to break free of that as well.
Yeah, totally. Okay, Mona, you were talking to Candlefoot.
Yeah. I think I'll sort of gingerly but like warmly go up to him. Be like, Candlefoot, my friend. Hello. Hello.
He
Good
waves.
day to you. I have a question for you. Actually, I have a couple of questions for you, and I also have my guest list and pen. If it is easier for you to write things down.
His eyes widens immediately, and he shakes his head and takes the
Okay,
pen
good.
and
Yes,
paper.
right. Take these. So first thing, a little bit alarming of a thing that we saw inside your beautiful attraction. There has been tell of a certain apparition in one of the mirrors, which is a girl, a small girl, unnervingly familiar, who has I will get told off for saying face, a mask of a pig on her face. Deep, deeply unpleasant. Nobody want to see this. Have you seen anything like this? Like, does this ring any bells for you at all?
He shakes his head and then starts writing something, and he hands you the notepad, and on there he has written, I don't know who that is, but this place has always given me the creeps. Something feels off.
Ah,
See,
I
Candlefoot
mean,
knows.
I know a lot of people don't like doing the illusion shift. But how long has it been giving you the creeps? Is this a recent thing? Is this since the other unfortunate recent thing?
He shakes his head and then sort of thinks for a minute, and then he writes a note that says, no, I just get a bad feeling. And then he writes, have you seen Palasha lately? And Palasha, you would know, is the mermaid who performs with the carnival. And she is the love of his life. But they have split up, and that's all you really know.
Have I seen her lately?
You would have seen her around because she's still kind of performing and that kind of thing. But it's one of those things where lovers split and are not talking to each other, but kind of want to know how the other's doing.
I have seen her around. I haven't spoken to her much. We've always been closer than me and her, so I talk to you more. But she's still working.
He writes down with a smiley face. He writes, "I'm a good listener."
Oh, even you've always been good at that, but you're you're a good egg. You're a good egg, Candlefoot. Okay, so no creepy pig sightings. I did have another question though. The gate to the wilds. Have you heard anything about that? I know there's supposed to be some sort of doorway to get to these.
He shrugs and he just writes, "I've heard that too, but I don't know where it is, if there even is one."
No, I know. I've heard it just mentioned, but no one said specifically. Do you know who would be best to ask to find out more specifics about that?
He looks at you as if to kind of go, "Duh," and then just writes, "Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. I'm sure they know everything."
Oh, do I have to?
He kind of giggles, and then he takes your pad and he writes something on it and hands it to you, and it says, "Have you seen a kenku?"
Ever? Yes, but lately?
He points like in the carnival.
Oh, have I?
You have not,
Okay.
but you as head of security, you know that there have been some trouble being caused in the carnival the last few days, and there is talk that there is a Kenku who is causing trouble.
I've not seen one come in, but I've heard other people mention Kenku in adjacent to trouble. So, have you?
He shakes his hand and points at his throat.
Ah. Was a Kenku to blame?
He nods.
They normally just copy. They don't steal.
He just shrugs and just writes down and hands it to you, and it just says, "She took it. I can't tell Palasha I love her."
Oh. Oh, Candlefoot. Okay. Okay, I will add this Kenku to the list of things we are finding, and I will keep it up the top of this list. My friend, would you like a hug? You know Mona gives good, knitted hugs.
He immediately accepts a hug from you.
Yes, it's good, yes. And she gives gigantic big hugs.
He snuggles with you for a second and then kind of pushes
him
you
up a little bit as well.
And then he pushes you back and kind of wipes a tear away and sort of straightens himself out. Which
she has 400 tissues in every pocket. And she
yeah, and he kind of straightens himself out, and he like as soon as you step back, you look at him, and he just seems odd. This kind of monochrome clown against all the colors of the carnival, and you definitely feel like he needs someone to help him find his voice.
With my friend, we will be back shortly. I promise you. Okay, keep that beautiful chin up to the sky, and I will see you soon.
He just makes a heart shape for you.
Oh, all of these that the children do now.
Asta, you were going over to talk to the other halfling.
Yes, I think he will approach and sit next to her. And hello, my love, are you all right?
She doesn't look. She just keeps her head down on her hands and shakes her head to say no. And she is still crying.
I mean, I have to admit, I did see what happened, and I was just wondering what went on there.
She just keeps crying, and through the tears, she just says, "I don't know. I don't know why I laughed. I don't know. He must hate me."
Oh, now come on. I'm sure he doesn't hate you. He loves you. He wanted to marry you.
She says, "I know, but he doesn't. He lacks courage sometimes, and I know that would have been so hard. And I don't know why I laughed. I don't know. I couldn't control it. I don't understand. I don't know." And she just bursts into tears again.
Now, listen. I'm sure there's some way we can all just sit down and have a nice cup of tea, and we can just talk about this and explain what happened. I mean, this is a weird place. There's weird magic. I'm sure something just happened, and we can explain it to him, you and me.
Do you think he'll talk to me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course he will.
Will you come with me?
Yeah, of course. Come on. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm Aster, by the way.
My name is Ween Sundapple.
It's so nice to meet you, Ween.
Thank you. Just give me a moment, and she sort of tries to...
He just kind of searches around a little bit in his pockets and pulls out a handkerchief.
And she takes the...
It's clean, I promise.
Yeah, I was going to say, she looks at the slightly sort of bedraggled handkerchief and like, okay. And she wipes her eyes
from my pocket.
Sort of tries to straighten herself up and takes a deep breath And are you going to walk back towards the...
Yeah, I'll help her up. I'll give her a hand and then
Cool.
lead her over.
Cool. Okay, and you walking back towards where the others are.
Yeah.
Cool. So, as you walk along, Asta, I need you to please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Interesting.
What?
Oh dear.
Why? Is Big Girl gonna ruin our brains?
Luckily, I've got +3. Oh, it's a 5.
Luckily, I've got a +3 on a 2.
Oh,
No,
no.
I mean, it's better than 2.
It is. It's definitely better than 2. So you guys start walking back towards where
Why
the
is
others
it always
are.
wisdom saving throws that?
You're
They're
playing
like
a
the
wisdom-based
worst
caster
ones.
this time as well.
That's true. So you start walking back towards there, and you have taken like maybe 10 steps walking towards where the others are. And Asta, you stop for a second, and you collapse laughing. And the whole thing seems just ridiculous and hilarious to you. And you start looking at the pictures on the side of the Hall of Illusions, and it's hilarious. And you are just literally fall on the floor laughing. And Nergrin and Mona, you guys can see this and literally just see them start walking, and then you see Asta fall on the floor in fits of laughter.
Just Asta, not the
Just
halfling.
Asta. And Ween, as soon as Asta does this, looks so shocked and kind of steps back, almost like she's done something. She doesn't know why Asta is laughing.
I think Nerrigan will lean into his halfling and go, see, now my friend is not is not prone to cruel fits of laughter, so I'm suspecting there's something else afoot here.
I think Mona sort of missed the cue and has come over like, did I miss a good joke?
Mona, you would need to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me bring up.
Okay.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's a 23.
A 23. You come over and you are trying to figure out what Asta is laughing at, but Asta is just laughing hysterically and rolling around on the floor. And Ween just looks at you and says, I don't know what's going on. I didn't do anything.
No, don't worry. I believe you. Aster, come on. What are you laughing about?
Asta stops for a minute and looks at you and then just collapses laughing again.
That's rude. Nerigrin, what did I miss? What's happening?
I think someone is messing around with this whole situation. I don't think our halfling friends had the exchange we thought they did. I think someone else is involved with this.
Asta, Negrin, are you going over to that side to talk to Asta?
No, Nerigrin is keeping a nice, safe distance away from this.
Okay. Roll me a perception roll, please, Nerigrin.
Gladly.
Actually, Mona, you could roll me one as well.
Okay.
Perception.
I reckon it's that creepy Zoltan.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Oh!
That's it. I'm out of good rolls now. That must be it.
Yeah.
So, Nerigrin, you kind of head that way, but keeping your distance. And you notice behind where they're laughing and where they're standing, you can see that directly behind them is that box that had the kind of mannequin in it, which you haven't kind of got close enough to see yet.
What does that box do, Mona?
What does it do?
Do
I know?
Mona, all you know is that it is a box that is some kind of tribute to a famous magic person. That's literally
Has it
all
always
you know.
been there?
Yeah, it's always been there. It doesn't, as far as you know, it doesn't do anything. It's just kind of sat there almost as a bit of a monument, like a statue.
It's just an ornament. It's just been there for ages. It's just some magic guy.
Well,
Magic guy.
I mean, I am not my. I am not as well versed in things as my Fearborg is, but I'm fairly certain that might be the reason that we're having this small incident here.
But that's been there forever. It's not done this before.
I'm gonna wander over and have a look at it. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I
How
still laughing?
you laugh for a minute approximately. So, Nerigwin, how close do you want to get to it?
I won't go. I'll give it a berth, but I think I will go around and slowly towards it, like from a different angle.
Okay. Given your previous role, as soon as you get closer to it, you see that inside is a mannequin of a grinning, raven-haired young woman in witch's attire with a green flowing cape that hovers inside the glass cabinet. And at the top of her head, behind her, now that you're closer, you can see in beautifully decorative gilded letters, Tasha the Wizard, known for her infectious laughter.
Amazing! That is such a great Easter egg.
Nice.
I will wander towards it, closer.
You would need to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
I will do that. This is where I roll low.
I really want to see a cat fall on the floor laughing.
You might be disappointed. I rolled 18 with my bless, an additional 2, so that's 20, plus my wisdom is 25.
Yeah,
Yes.
I forgot it was hashtag blessed.
You're okay. Hashtag blessed.
Don't forget you're blessed, Charlie.
Yeah. So you walk forward and you see that it is indeed a mannequin in tribute to Tasha. And given that you know her most famous spell, you are pretty sure that you have figured out what has happened.
Oh, right, okay. How do you turn this thing off?
It is on.
Yes, it's causing the laughter.
Do I know how to turn it off?
Nope, there is no plugs. It doesn't appear to be connected to anything.
Great. Candlefoot, do you know how to turn this off? Oh,
just shrugs.
wonderful.
Could we turn it around so it's facing a wall or something?
Would that make it... Wait, is it making people laugh?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Would turning it around do anything?
I don't know. I am literally making things up here.
Are there any other staff nearby that I could yell at?
There are a couple of other witchlight hands. There's a few working on small stalls, sort of just up from where this mannequin is and past the tree.
You there, put yourself in peril on our behest.
Any, like, janitor-based staff that might know what the hell to do?
No, but as I say, there are a couple of staff wandering around and that kind of thing, so you could ask one of them if you'd like.
Yeah, I think I'll go up to the nearest stall holder or something and be like...
Yeah, there's a guy there. There's a guy there who's selling toffee apples, but instead of toffee apples, when you look inside them, it looks like there is a small galaxy rotating, and it's then covered in syrup.
Nice. Amazing. I'll have 3. Is the thing... How do you... The case with the Tasha in it? Do you know how to stop that from doing what it does?
He looks at it and kind of just sighs and just goes, "Oh God, that thing again." Honestly, you can't turn it off. They keep bringing it out. I think Light thinks it's hilarious, but if you get close to it, it's going to make you fall about in fits of laughter.
Yes, we figured that one.
Push it back into the bushes or something. You can't switch it off, but they keep bringing it out.
Shove it in the bushes. Okay, all right, wonderful. I mean, I will actually take 3 of these apples, though. They look very good. Can I have... Can I? Yes. Right. Great.
Of course.
Okay.
Staff discount. And he
Lovely.
asks you for 1 silver.
And I flick him 1 silver.
He pockets it, and as you walk away, you realise that actually you don't pay with silver here. It's supposed to be a ticket, so you've just got fleeced. Cool. So
Wonderful.
having figured this out, the halfling female Ween is still standing, looking slightly shocked by what's going on, and you have left poor Reuben standing slightly further away, looking uncomfortable, kind of looking at his shoes.
Right, everybody stay at just further back than the Furbolg is, if you could, from this statue. This is the cause of your unsolicited mirth, by the way. What are we going to do?
If I may, it was suggested that we simply shove it into the shrubs.
Good plan.
Apparently that stops it. It's one of our bosses has decided it's really funny to bring it out. We should just push it away.
Has had to explain to your boss that because something makes things laugh doesn't necessarily mean that it's funny.
Oh, it would seem that I'm going to have a chat with them anyway. So, yes, please. And I give an apple to each of the halflings and to Candlefoot.
That's so sweet. So they both sort of take it, and they do look. I mean, they are halflings, so they physically look like small children. But they kind of look up and, they kind of look up at each other and look a little bit sheepish. And Ween, she kind of takes a sigh and she walks up to him and to Reuben, and she just says, "I wouldn't laugh at you. It was that. I'm really sorry. Can we try again?" And Reuben just kind of looks at her and looks at you guys, who are all now staring, watching this moment.
Am I still on the floor laughing, or am I? Okay.
After
I don't want to miss the reunion.
That's setting the ambience beautifully.
Does has to have that horrible after laugh where
Just giggling.
Yeah. And Reuben bends down, gets down on one knee, takes a deep breath, takes the ring out of his pocket, and says, "Ween, you are the love of my life. Will you marry me?" And before he's even finished the sentence, she throws her arm around him and yells, "Yes!" And as she does that, there is massive applause that breaks out from what you now see are a whole bunch of carnival hands who have been watching what's happening, and they all are applauding. Some of them are throwing streamers, and the couple looks so mortifiedly embarrassed but so happy. And they turn to you as a group and say, thank you for helping us. That's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to us, but this is a pretty special moment, so thank you."
You're very welcome.
And they just bow and wave, and they walk off to enjoy the rest of the carnival. As they walk off, you do notice that although Candlefoot applauded, he immediately turned around and sort of walked a little way away, and you can see that he is hurting.
Okay, if we do nothing else, we have to help Candlefoot.
Yes, my friends, I was going to mention to you, I had I will say chat. I had a chat with Candlefoot, and he did express to me that the reason that he's not speaking at the moment, just between the three of us, he's not talking not because he does not want to, but because he is unable to, and this is a great sorrow to him. So, and the cause of this has apparently been a kenku. So if we keep our eyes peeled whilst we are dealing with what we are dealing with. Yes, it would seem so. So there have been reports that a kenku has been causing some trouble anyway. So I'd like to get them the hell out of the carnival, but I would like to get Candlefoot's voice back first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
First off, what's a kenku?
You will like
big
this.
Bird.
It is a big bird.
Like...
Yep. I thought you would enjoy this.
I have to hunt a bird. This seems...
No, much bigger than you, mate. I wouldn't
Oh, they're very,
That's
very
not
never
large.
stopped me.
That's not the
before.
kind that you can chase, I don't think.
Oh, it's a bird. It'll run. Second one. Now, I understand that the halflings were upset about something, and something very important was happening to them. Could one of you explain what that was all about? I just wanted to see them happy, and clearly, her laughing did not make him happy.
Well, you see, Nerogwyn, when one person loves another person very much, sometimes they get like a little ring, and they basically agree to spend the rest of their lives together. Isn't that nice?
They have a big party called a wedding. It's very expensive.
Yeah, everyone gets
And-
drunk.
Yes.
It's great.
I'm going
Everyone
to chalk that
dresses
up to one of
fancy.
those human things,
Weird
that
human experiences.
that I'm not quite going to align with.
It's nice. Don't
Eh,
you understand how you want to spend all your time with someone if you liked him?
Yes, I want my furbog back.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, not the same as that, bit different.
what is your furbog? I assumed that Aster was your furbog.
Oh no, you see, now there was a little mix-up.
Aster is now my furbog, but he's not
Yeah,
the original
so-
furbog.
Nerogwyn was looking for another furbolg, and assumed that I was said furbolg because he's good at smelling and that. I guess we furbolgs all kind of smell.
Oh no, I
You
wasn't
You
Similar.
have
smelling
a
you see, at that time. I
mossy,
just
a
saw,
mossy musk.
I saw something big and humanoid and furbog-like, and
Right,
then,
right.
and there you were, and you were inconveniently not the right furbog I was looking for, but conveniently the right furbog for me.
And
This is-
and here we are.
Eh,
And here we are. Right, so where would you lot like to go next? You have your maps, and
yeah, we do. Okay, so we're near Pixie Kingdom.
Asta's gonna
which
get in the map
sounds
again.
really ominous. Asta's in it. All right, cool.
How long have we got?
I'm just getting my bear.
How long have we got until the big top?
you have about an hour before the big top. So, well, less than an hour.
Aster, do not forget to.
Oh right, I got a water in my crown. Is there any water nearby?
Nerogwyn
In-
is pleased you remembered.
Because Darwin may have also not remembered. There are indeed water fountains nearby.
Okay,
and
I'm gonna grab some water.
you can certainly do that. You grab some water in the cup in your hands.
I think he just, for expediency, just dunk his head in there.
Fair
That's
enough.
what I was picturing.
Aster approaches the water fountain and, bending down with his huge frame, as if to take a sip of water, just proceeds to carry on moving his head towards the water and dips his entire head with his flower crown into the water, pulls it out, and is a soaking wet Aster with a refreshed flower crown on his head.
I think Mona's going to just say to herself, like, as a health and safety officer, I'm going to pretend I didn't see that.
I think as she notices this, Nerogwyn has got his head down and is just lapping at the the fountain.
Aster is probably just thankful that he dipped his head in after, rather before the cat slurped the water.
Just kind of patting some of the loose fur from Aster out of the way to get to the right bit first.
Oh,
Hey, now you
I
know
feel
what
like
it's like. Trying to drink
I'm going to
water
flag
without
down
getting burnt.
another staff member and be like, could we
Clean up in aisle 3.
Somebody nods understandingly. I mean, it is a fey carnival. Right, where would you like to go next?
We've got a number of areas, really.
Yeah, you are nearby lots of things, but there is also sort of other places for you to explore.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I chose the whole of Illusion, which ended up being much more interesting than we anticipated.
And I chose the snail
yet
racing, so I
somehow
think
a
it's
little
our
bit less-
Fearbolg's time.
Yeah.
I thought I chose
You were well. It was very hard to tell what you chose, Aston. You kind of chose.
Oh right, I
everything.
wanted to do everything. I fear we're gonna have that problem again.
I fear so too.
Well, would it be better
I
if
fear
we
Bolg, we're
narrowed
going to have that problem again.
Well, we got an hour, did you say?
to the
Till
big?
this
Just-
big top
Yeah,
thing.
just under an hour.
Well, we should probably go somewhere near then, I'd say.
Well, the Pixie Kingdom.
So we got
the,
Pixie Kingdom or Bubble Pop
Yeah.
Teapot.
I mean, I'm very keen on finding out what this tea thing is all about. I've seen you brew tea, so I'm wondering if it's like a big version of that.
Tea doesn't normally involve bubbles.
Might be more exciting then.
Right, let's go. I'm all in.
To the teapot.
To the teapot.
Cool. So, as you approach, you head on round the corner and you head towards where you saw the bubble pop teapot on your map. And as you get closer, you see that there is a 20-foot tall teapot resting on a wooden platform. As with so many things in the carnival, the surface is painted with moving imagery of flying dragons that breathe streams of bubbles as they fly around and around this huge teapot. A door at the base of the teapot is where people are going in, and very shortly after people enter, you see them emerge from the spout of the teapot, enclosed in a huge bubble.
Oh my god!
Floats up, detaches, and floats away across the carnival. And you can see some of the people in it are trying to steer, some of the people are just letting it float. And the bubbles float off across down the rest of the carnival. There are several goblins sitting around the platform, all sipping tea from mismatched porcelain cups, all dressed in carnival outfits. There is one goblin that does look to be in charge, who seems to be managing the ride and the tickets, who is also sitting nearby chatting to the goblins drinking tea.
Well, this is a great choice, Nervin.
Of course it was.
Cool. Are you going to head on up to the...
Oh yeah, Aster is on his way.
Actually,
Ticket in
just
hand.
A question of health and safety, seeing as you are a health and safety officer, Mona. Kind of pulls his little claws out for a second. Am I going to be all right in one of those bubbles? I don't want to fall on anybody and hurt them.
They are
I mean, I'll land on my feet,
they
obviously.
are very strong. We have seen some of the craziest high heels I've ever seen go into these bubbles. You do not need to worry about your claws.
The sort of high heels that make women question their life choices at 3 a.m. on certain streets.
Yes, those. Yes.
Hey, if they can withstand an ogre in stilettos, they can handle Narragain.
Amazing. I also love that image.
It's always the ogres. Always the ogres and the bugbears in the huge heels.
A bugbear in heels, I love it.
I did not know they made them in size 30, but they're there.
Oh, they do. As you get closer to the teapots, you see that there is a painted sign at the entrance where the goblin who looks like it's in charge is. And the sign says, "Would you crawl if you could walk? Or take flight and touch the sky? Then why stop when you can talk? Step right up and let us rhyme." Are you going to step up to the teapot?
Yes.
I feel like Mona might have already done this, so...
Yeah, Mona can let them go ahead.
Okay. No, I mean, she's going to go, but she's not, as apprehensive.
Sure. As soon as you walk up, the goblin bows to you, and in a somewhat sort of Cockney accent, which I won't do, he says, "Good evening, friends, old and new. Is there aught that I could do? Perhaps you'd like to see the sights from unusual new heights?"
I wish one of us had played a bard now.
Aster shoves forward his ticket, and the goblin continues. "If you'd like to ride a bubble, then from me you'll have no trouble. In exchange for a ticket sublime, you'll need only complete one small rhyme."
Right.
And he's just going to point to you guys and go, who's first? And point at Asta. And he says, what of you, my handsome friend? Would you like to ascend? Inside a bubble, light as air. And then he points to you to complete the rhyme.
Wait, I wasn't listening. I'm so sorry. Can we go back just a little?
We can. Pointing at Asta, he says, what of you, my handsome friend? Would you like to ascend? Inside a bubble, light as air.
I'm sure I'll float without a care.
Oh,
His eyes widen and he applauds and does a little dance and ushers you in towards the teapot. Who's next?
Mona will go. Hello, my friend.
He nods at Mona, obviously recognizing you, clears his throat and says, rising up with a floating sensation, view the witchlight from high elevation. Captain Mona, take care of your blade.
We will twirl in the sky without aid.
He looks visibly impressed and applauds, and all the goblins sitting around drinking tea applaud very politely.
Thank you, my darlings. Thank
And
you.
then they go back to drinking tea with their pinkies up in the air.
Oh, you're so civilized.
Yeah. Nerrigan, are you next?
Yeah, then again we'll kind of wander up and probably wait for the weird expression.
He has a look at you, sort of sits and thinks for a minute, and then says, with whiskers so noble and grand, this one has the lay of the land. Up above, it's a beautiful view.
Nerrigan's ticket needs stamping too.
He looks and applauds politely, not quite as enthusiastically. And he stamps your ticket.
Nerrigan is forced to refer to oneself in the third person for today. It does make rhyming so difficult to say.
He looks suitably impressed by that.
Nice.
Yeah. As you, let me just get to this. As you head past him, he, because you added that little extra rhyme to you, he kind of just sort of side hands you a little pouch. And on the pouch you have a tiny little label on it that says Scatterleaf Tea.
You've got some DLC.
Yeah. So, just so you know, as an action, you can scatter these tea leaves on the ground in a 5-foot circle, and it duplicates the effect of protection from evil and good for 10 minutes.
Nice.
If you stand in the center of the circle. In addition, a cup of hot, delicious tea magically appears in the protected creature's hands. There are enough leaves for only one use.
I need some of this. IRL Charlie needs some of this. Or if I'm in a crowded space, just like, ah!
Yeah, totally.
Don't come near me.
Right, so you guys enter and you go in the base of the teapot, and as you make your way up these stairs, you just literally feel yourself suddenly be lifted up, and you are enveloped in a magical bubble that kind of sparkles with this pearlescent white and gives you a spectacular view of the whole of the carnival.
Are we
Are
all,
we
in,
all
the
in
same
the same
bubble?
bubble?
Nope, you are each
Separate
in individual bubbles.
Same brain.
He would have explained to you as you come up that your ride will last for 1 minute, and then wherever you are, you will float gently to the ground.
Oh, good. It doesn't just pop. Okay.
No. So, if you would like to try and direct the bubble somewhere, you can do so. Otherwise, you can simply just let it go wherever. What would you like to do?
I'm going to let it float because she likes to just let it float.
Cool. Nerrigan?
Nerrigan will roll onto his back and fold his paws in quite nicely, just pushing his foot against it every once in a while, just push it into random directions, but overall just enjoying the ride.
Asta?
I think Asta's going to try and go as high as possible and see how much of the carnival he can see.
Cool.
Ooh. Oh, real quick as well, whilst Mona's up there, she is going to keep her eyes peeled for the bosses.
Neriguen is going to look for this Kenku thing that they mentioned.
And the Kenku. So
Yeah.
keeping my eyes peeled for the people I'm keeping my eyes peeled for.
And a
Cool.
girl in a pig mask.
Nope, not looking for that.
No, we don't want to find her.
Nope.
No, nobody wants to
Full
find
denial
her.
of that.
Okay, Mona, would you roll me a perception roll, please?
I will indeed.
Actually, roll a perception roll with advantage because you are high up and have a much better vantage point to see.
That is a good point. Okay. With advantage, still just an 11.
An 11. You cannot see particularly the owners, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, from your vantage point. However, you would know, because you are a Witchlight hand, that they would most likely be in the staff area where the staff cabins are.
Cool.
And although they come out for particularly the events, they are often to be found in there arranging things and making plans and things. So that's the most likely place they'll be, although they are busy during the day. Asta, would you like to roll me a perception roll 2, please, with advantage, looking for the Kenku?
$22.
Ooh!
22.
Delicious.
As you're flying higher and higher and you are looking about, you do see a kind of, it just looks like something has happened. You don't know exactly what's happened, but there seems to be a kind of a crowd and a few people sort of running from one area. And you notice from where you are, you can see that that's basically towards where the carousel is. There are some small places there, more small sort of stalls there, and it seems that people have run from there. And you can see that. You can't see exactly what's happened because of where you were, but you can see that something has happened. Neriguen, did you want to roll me as well?
You're muted.
That would help. Yeah, a 17 from me.
17. Cool.
It's almost hard to tell because you can kind of hear you in the other room.
Yeah.
Aside, I had to open the door because my cat was trying to kick her
Knock
way
it down.
through.
Aww.
Neriguen, you do also see the same thing. You can see that there is some kind of sort of something happening. It doesn't look like it's a festival type thing. It looks like there has been some kind of event happening down towards the carousel. And that from here is pretty much all you can tell. You can't see anyone particularly, but it looks like there's been some trouble.
Neriguen will do that twist that cats do so that he's on his feet and then just start walking towards that space using the bubble of distraction. Whether it works or not is another matter entirely.
Okay. So if you would please roll me... where am I? Bear with. If you would roll me a dexterity check, please. Acrobatics.
Acrobatics? I can do
Yeah.
that, yep. 16.
Cool. You seem to be managing to get some traction, and your bubble starts sort of veering or floating in the direction of the carousel and where some other things were happening.
Can I see Neriguen's bubble go in a different direction?
Yeah. You guys would be near each other.
I might attempt to follow, but my dexterity's shocking.
Okay. Roll me a dex roll, please.
Okay. Cool. Yep, that's about right. 5 minus 1. That's a 4.
Okay.
I fall on my ass.
You try, and you start kind of trying to do that roll thing that people do in, what are they called? Zorbing.
Zorbs.
And it starts heading in that direction, and then just, no matter what you do, just drifts slightly left towards a different part of the carnival. Asta, what would you like to do?
I think Asta will try and follow Neriguen's direction. with a bit of a breaststroke in the bubble. Like this.
Cool. Roll me
Mona's going to shout out real quick when she realizes she's 3 miles away. Just go, I will catch up with you later. Goodbye, my friends.
So long.
Asta,
And
roll me
we
a
never saw
dex
her
roll.
again.
Yeah. We loved that character. It's a pity she didn't ever came back.
Backup time, right? Okay.
11.
11. You struggle a little, particularly with your size, but you do manage to get a bit of control over the bubble, and you start heading in the same direction as Neragwin, but a little way behind him. So
I'm right behind you, buddy.
Once you have been floating towards that area for a minute, you suddenly hear your bubble just go and pop. And there is an instant feeling of like, oh my God, I'm going to fall. And you just very, very gently float down from the heights that you were at, Mary Poppins-esque, towards the floor. The two of you, Asta and Erwin, are near the carousel. Mona, you have come down further away, and you are just about near where the Hall of Illusions was.
Oh, for God's
So
sake.
you've gone back in that
How did you
direction.
go backwards?
Told you, my dex is shocking.
As soon as you guys land near where the event was that you saw, you guys can hear that people are kind of shouting, and you can hear that definitely something is amiss. Are you going to head towards that direction?
I think as Nerrigan will kind of land, he'll wait for Asta to kind of fall down just behind him and go, see, always land on my feet. Come on, there are people in trouble.
Shouldn't we wait for Mona?
Oh, I'm certain Mona knows what's going on. She's head of security after all.
Okay, wait.
She's walking very angrily.
She is storming.
Like, for God's sake.
Right, you are. Lead the way then. Which way are we going? Towards the carousel?
Towards the trouble. I mean, that is pretty much how we
Right.
live our lives, isn't it?
Sounds about right.
As you guys get closer, you can see the carousel standing in the distance, and you also see that there are other rides further along, and you see where this crowd has gathered. And as you get a little bit closer, the crowd's sort of quite dense, but you suddenly see that somebody there is lying on the floor. And everyone is kind of hushed looking at what's going on and trying to figure out what's going on.
So there's like a crowd of people.
Yeah, and there is somebody lying on the floor.
Asta's going to find the closest person and ask what happened.
Yeah. As you get closer, somebody says, well, we're not really sure. I mean, we were just walking along, and then that person fell from one of those dragonflies, and
Oh no.
yeah. Do you think they're okay?
I think we should check. Can I go towards them?
You can. Roll me a medicine check.
Whilst Asta's doing that, Nerrigan's just going to walk up to them and just pat them, like that sort of cat way that they do, like, get up, come on, get up, and cast Spare the Dying on them.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
That's your cat way of doing Spare the Dying. Oi.
Get up, come on.
Maybe that's what real life cats are doing all the time.
Absolutely.
Asta, what did you roll?
Wanting to be fed.
Asta?
I got a 16.
16, cool. Mona, you would be arriving sort of about now as they've kind of approached, because you would have done a brisk power walk from where you landed, completely
I'm going to
denying.
immediately go into security mode and be like, everybody back, right, nothing to see, carry on, everyone back.
Mona, your heart sinks as soon as you see somebody lying on the floor, because you know that's not something that happens here, and it's not a good thing, and you don't know why. And as you get closer, you see that Asta is having a look at this person, this body lying on the floor. And as soon as you get nearby, you kneel down, and immediately you can see a look on Asta's face of some confusion, and they look up at you, and as they catch your eye, you notice that this person is snoring.
Are you seeing what I am seeing?
But otherwise, they're healthy. They're just
They
asleep.
seem to be in a
There's
deep sleep.
There's no wounds or.
No, just fast asleep.
Aster, what happened? Why is this person sleeping?
I don't know. When we got here, they were already on the ground. But I asked someone, and they said that they fell from one of them dragonfly things. But I mean, he seems fine. He's just.
They are very high up.
Can I try and wake them?
You can.
I mean, he clearly didn't land on his feet.
I won't even make you roll for it. You try and wake them, and they are definitely asleep. And as far as you can tell, they are perfectly fine, apart from being asleep.
But they won't wake up. Can't.
No.
Wakey.
Mona, would you roll me a perception roll, please? Actually, I beg your pardon. Roll me an investigation roll, please.
Okie dokie. 12.
With the 12, you look around the audience and you can see that people are starting to disperse now. The drama's kind of over. And you look around trying to see if you can see any sign of troublemakers. And you kind of think you see someone who's sort of heading in a different direction, so seems to be hiding, but you can't see for sure who it was. It could just be somebody from the crowd. And you sort of make a note of what they were wearing, but you can't be sure if it was just your imagination or if somebody was actually trying to hide from within the crowd.
What were they wearing? Because I want to actually make a note.
They appeared to be wearing a blue robe, and they had white and gold butterfly wings on their back.
Sounds pretty.
Neragwin, would you like to roll me an investigation check too?
Sure. It is a 17.
Neragwin, you see the way that Mona is looking, and you look in that direction. And with your knowledge of what to look for with magic, you can see that there is somebody, probably the same person that Mona's looking at, who is using a disguise self spell. You can see they almost sort of flicker the spell, and you can see that there is someone there heading the other way with some urgency.
I think I'll sidle up to Mona and kind of incline my head towards them. That person moving at speed there is disguised as someone else.
What the one that I was... you seen the same person as me?
That's not what
Right,
they really
okay.
look like.
I think Mona's going to go after him straight away.
Cool. As soon as they see you moving and heading towards them, they take off at a run, dodge through the crowd, and disappear heading towards behind some of the tents that are nearby as you give chase. And that's where we will leave it tonight.
Ah! In the middle of a police chase.
Amazing.
And we will pick it up in 2 weeks' time with all manner of other places still to see and to investigate. Yeah. So I want to say thank you very much to my players, to Theo and to Charlie and to Chris. And thank you so much to the guys from Wicked Game and from Dice and a Slice, and to our raiders who joined us. I really appreciate it so much. As I mentioned, it was a first time doing a live stream in this wonderful world. So thank you so much for joining. It is much appreciated.
The chat's been so fun tonight as well.
And the chat has been
hilarious.
hilarious.
Thanks,
I'm going to try
everyone.
and get a transcript for everybody because I just feel there's been some beautiful magic
Oh
happening
my
in
God,
chat
yeah.
as well.
Some beautiful, distracting magic.
So before we leave you, I would just like to remind everyone we are back with the second episode of Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which will be on the 18th, Tuesday the 18th of January. Is that right?
Yes, Tuesday the 18th.
Tuesday the 18th. And of course, we are back with our usual stream, which is Some Other Heroes. And that will be this Sunday. So we will be back on the 9th of January with our stream.
Twice a
Chris
week.
taking
Twice a
the
week.
reins as a DM, thankfully, so that I can breathe for him. Thank you again, everybody, for joining you. Thank you for supporting us. Please do give us a follow on Twitch and on the socials. It really means so much to us that we're
Send
building
us to
such
your nerd friends.
a great community. So please do share with people if you think they'll enjoy this. I can assure you that the Witchlight adventure will only get better and better. So I'm very excited. With that, I will leave you to my wonderful players. My name is Wayne Fick. I can be found on the internet as WayneFick01 on socials. These are my wonderful players. Asta, played by the lovely Theo. If you could tell us where to find you.
You can find me at theoblueillustration.com with links to all other socials on there.
And the lovely Chris, who did our artwork for those people who are new here, did all our artwork for this stream.
Thank you. My name is Chris Mepham. You can find me at Christmas Mepham Art and at Chris Mepham RPG on Instagram and Twitter, respectively. Alternatively, you can also catch us next Sunday, where we actually are joined by a member of a Wicked
Yeah!
a Wicked game, the absolutely amazing Michelle, Feline Trickster will be joining us, playing a mysterious new character. So we're excited for that.
I'm excited.
Also, you can
It's going to be so good.
Yeah. Also, you can catch a Wicked game back to their own
Yes.
island adventure next.
I'm excited for that too.
Wednesday, the 12th. They're back, and we're really, really excited to see them.
Yeah, can't wait. And lastly, but never the least, our lovely Charlie, who did the artwork for our other stream, for our original Some of the Heroes stream characters. So Charlie,
We're
if you could
hey
let us
for
know.
a team of creatives.
I know.
Having a bunch of illustrators and designers is useful. You can find me at charlievince.com or Charlie Vince Illustration on most social media stuff. And this has been way too much fun. I friggin' loved it. Wayne, you're an absolute champion of a DM. This has been so good.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody
job, Wayne.
for joining us. Hi, Mum. Love you, Mum.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Charlie's mum.
Is Colleen's mum around as well? Or?
Yeah, hi, mums.
And hi, Mum. Hi, everyone's mums. Send us
They
to
might
your
watch it later.
mums.
Send us
Yeah.
Send us to your nerd friends and your mums. And don't forget
Mums
to
love us until they get to know us in real life. So with that, we shall leave you all. Again, please do show some love to our friends at Wicked Game and to our friends at Dice and a Slice. Please get in touch with us and follow us on the socials and say hi, and let's make wonderful things happen. So thank you very, very much for everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will hopefully see you on Sunday. Good night.
Love you all, everyone.
Bye.